Barrel? Drunk
And
Barrel
they
sounds like a
pulled
restaurant where you just eat salads out of ridiculous bowls.
that would be sweet tomatoes or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, I haven't thought about that in a while.
I also recently deleted. I was playing this game called Crossout, which is not worth anyone's time.
I've heard about it.
And is evil. It's ultra evil, as a matter of fact.
Forgot how it looks.
I just
It's
really
not
love.
just super evil; it's ultra evil.
Honestly, it really is. Like, it's ultra greed, and there's plenty of greed in video games, but like, there's ultra greed, and then like the way that the game developers handle the community is just like the worst I've ever seen. Whenever
there
there
are
was like
different types of greed in video games. Is it like gotcha? Is it microtransactions? Is it just
Yes,
like this is
all the
inordinately
above.
expensive? Oh
Pay
my
to
god!
win stuff.
Pay to win is heavily in there, but like that's if you play against players.
Oh,
The way I
I
interacted with
see.
the game kept me from a lot of it for the longest time because all I really cared about was making vehicles and driving around and fighting the NPCs. Like, I enjoyed it more like that. But they just make it increasingly harder to enjoy the game. Like, they
No.
give you free stuff all the time now, which is new, but you have to like spend real money on the game unless you like grind, and I mean daily, like play the game every single day, otherwise you don't get anything. To get like these specific things to like expand your inventory. If you get gifted something, and you don't have the ability to expand your inventory at that moment, you can't play the game. It locks the multiplayer searches and like the game searches for you. It's
Yeah,
super
that's evil.
insane. But
Games
there was a
that
lot of
prevent
like,
you from playing is just, what do you want?
We
yeah,
really
I
have
mean,
come a
it's purely
long
money.
way from pay $50 to just get the best blaster in the game up.
It's quotation. Oh no, you could do that, and that is usually the amount of money you have to invest in there.
Oh, I'm sure, but I'm also like I'm thinking of my biggest experience with pay to win being a problem in a game I was actually playing was the first EA Battlefront, where it was like,
Oh
oh, you
no.
can just get murked by
Oh no.
somebody who buys Han Solo's blaster day one, which is ridiculous, not just because it's pay to win, but also because within the canon of Stars War, Han Solo's blaster is not supposed to be like a top of the line great thing. It's supposed to be like an old piece of junk like the Falcon.
Yeah. The other evil thing the game did, there was an increasing number of people making like literal Nazi vehicles with like swastikas on the
Oh,
side of them.
great.
Oh dear.
And so people started ramping up reporting them, rightfully so. And the developer's response to that was to remove the report function from the game.
What?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure at that point you're just going to cease to have a functioning game.
Well, see, a lot of these games like that are very low because like I think it's Targem Games, so they make like warplanes, or not the war games, but they play like it's like War Thunder and a couple other like
Oh my
milsim
god,
games.
these are the War Thunder people?
Yeah, it's the War Thunder people. They make the same thing.
Of course, this situation is from them.
So it's not exactly the same people. It's literally three people running this part of the game from the company, but they're just like evil. It's just so frustrating because like at the base of it there is good physics, because it pulls the physics from like the war games. So like it's got good tank physics and guns, and like the stuff blows apart, but like it's gross. It's disgusting. It's like I couldn't. It literally like forced its like tendrils into every part of its game so no one could avoid it. Like there was people who played just like the story mode, which is like an open world, and just drove it around, and then they made it to where you can't do that anymore. It's like on the same level of like what Rockstar used to do whenever they found out people were like playing their game a lot to like just I guess like grind for XP. They started making it harder to get XP. It's like what's the point? Like, it's like, hey, these people are really playing the game. It's like, oh well, don't do that.
Exactly.
We can't be having our product be successful. That would be crazy.
God forbid.
But it is unfortunate because it's like there's not a lot of games out there that have like car combat down, and I don't really
I
feel.
haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's like Twisted Metal from the old days. Carmageddon from the same era, sadly. Like, they've released a new Carmageddon, but it's not the same.
I only know Carmageddon as a GTA mod from back.
Bruce has a look. If you
Oh,
randomly
no.
hear a Bork, a sweet little baby dog, wandering about the apartment.
Yes, we do love the Bruce here. I love how like every bit of art for Carmageddon is just the same creepy ass looking dude with a steering wheel driving at you.
What?
Like they knew what they were about, and they've all what they're
Yeah.
about.
Oh,
Just like every time, it's gonna be this Lord Humongous looking motherfucker.
I was researching and I was like, this looks like late 90s, early 2000s, and yeah, late 90s, the first one at
That's it.
least.
It was super edgy when it came out. It's like, whoa, thanks your
Of
mama's
course.
Twisted Metal. People die in this game. You could kill people.
Whoa, people die when they are killed?
Sometimes.
That's crazy, dude.
Is that your dog?
Yeah, his name's Bruce.
That's so cute. Oh, his big ears.
Yeah, he's got radar dishes to hear all the people in the apartment complex.
Oh wow, I just reopened Bluesky and Buster just posted their review for Nirvana the band, the show, the movie.
Was Buster here when we did the Nirvana album or no?
I think I wasn't here for that. I think that was during my sabbatical.
Could have sworn you were here for that. Sometimes I remember like when we do a topic because I'll remember the game I play, and for some reason I was playing Infamous Second Son again.
Infamous Second Son is a fun game.
It's a good one.
I watched gameplay videos of that one.
Depending on like the game, I'll either watch like if I don't feel like playing it exactly, but I want someone else to do it, I'll watch a game through, or a gameplay, or a walkthrough.
Oh no, this
Um,
this episode was pre Buster being in the group.
That's what I was thinking.
Hmm.
But very rarely will I watch a walkthrough and also play the game. Soma is the only game that I've like. I think I watched Markiplier's playthrough of Soma, and then played it myself, even though I knew the story and the twist.
I don't usually do both either, especially if I've played it first. For some reason, I can't stand someone else watching someone else play it.
Oh, like it's probably like what'll happen to me, where it's like, oh no, you're doing that one. That's not what I would
Yeah,
do. I don't like.
I get really
I can't watch.
annoyed.
I can't watch Fallout like playthroughs because somebody will make like a decision that I wouldn't. I'm like, well, new video.
This person's an idiot. We're gonna forget they exist.
And it makes me realize that my favorite streamers or YouTubers aren't that good at games. I don't have that perspective if I haven't played the game.
Hmm.
Yeah,
My preferred like streamer person is usually somebody who is very competent at the game, but their entertainingness isn't from being competent at the game. It's just from their personality.
Yeah.
I have made a grave mistake, and I've been wondering this entire time. Oh, never mind. I wandered right back to where I was supposed to go. That's awesome. Yeah, if you ever get the chance, I think No Man's Sky is probably worth the shot, but like this would be one of the games where you'd kind of want to maybe look up a video on like what to do or like how to get started.
Need
Like,
a bit of a guide. I don't
yeah,
mind games that you need to have like the wiki open on the side.
I mean, that's why you have two monitors.
Yep.
I have a television.
I literally do that.
What happens if I go in
Like
here?
I'm a huge
I
Stardew
die.
Valley fan, and I just had like I would just immediately just open the wiki, open the game, and whatever
Some of my
questions I
strongest
had.
memories of like entertainment from my teenage years are just being zoned out playing Minecraft and having a podcast open in a browser.
Yes, I have like documentaries open on one monitor, and I'd be playing Stardew Valley, zoning out as well.
Speaking of second monitor content, hello everybody and welcome to Modular Components. It's another week of the podcast that we do here. And I'm here. I'm your host. I'm Simeon. Hi everybody. And I'm joined as always, of course, by Snowdicus Conicus.
Hello, it is me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
But it's not just the two of us this week because the other guys are having stuff going. He's working, but he may be here later. Buster would be here by now because they had a apparently completely memory hold that we were recording early tonight, so now Buster's not going to be here. Oh well. It's not their fault. It happens. But we do have a special guest here tonight. So, do you want to introduce yourself, special guest?
Sure. Hi, my name's Louie. I'm a Brazilian artist. I do a lot of The Legend of Zelda fan art, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, I definitely found you for your Zelda fan art. I think on Tumblr, but then I followed you over to Blue
Oh,
Sky when I got my Blue Sky.
nice. It always warms my heart when people mention Tumblr in the year of our Lord 2026.
It's still a perfectly viable website, despite the staff trying to ruin it at every turn.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet, but it's still got some pockets of like communities.
Yeah, you can find like the thing I like about Tumblr is things are actually sectioned off. It's like there are places where you can
Yes.
just vibe and chill out about a show you like. There are places to promote your art, and there are places to be really angry about current events. It's not all in the same kind of feed, and you can kind of like just bypass some of it if you want to.
Yes. You really need to like go out of your way and follow people and curate your feed and stuff for it to be good. Like because I spent a long time without logging in, and then most of the people that I followed weren't using it anymore, so it was super duper empty. And I was like, I don't have anything to do here. But now that I follow more people, it's fun again.
And it's also like when the feed starts to get a little quieter, you start to get interested in other things. That's when you just start digging in some tags, start looking for stuff.
Yes.
And that can be kind of fun. You can find, like, I was looking in the Conan the Barbarian tab the other day, and I found some artwork I'd never seen before, but was from like the 80s. And I was like, holy shit, look at this. Because people
Yeah,
will just
tags
post
are the
whatever that.
funnest part for me because you get really specific stuff.
Hmm. And you're able to, I feel like because of the people who will dig in tags from time to time or even regularly, there are some people who just go in tags and don't look at their following feed, which
Yes.
is a bit odd to me, but it also means like people can find your stuff like either right when it's posted or months after it's posted. Whereas
Yes.
I feel like on every other social media, stuff has an expiration date of just a couple days.
Yes, I always say this about Tumblr, like your posts don't die there. I have people liking some random Fables comics fan art that I made years ago, and it doesn't even have a ton of notes, but it consistently gets notes years later.
And that's like part of the culture there too, is like there are people who will ritualistically on certain dates reblog certain things because it's like, oh,
Yes.
remember this? We all know this. We all like this. It's like a little community with its own like holidays and traditions, weirdly enough.
Yes, that's very true.
Probably the
It's great
only.
whenever I get, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Go ahead.
Whenever I get like really hyper fixated about something, Tumblr is the first place I go. Exactly because people are good at tagging stuff, so you will definitely find something no matter how niche it might be.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. But I would say your like main artwork that you're known for is not something very niche. It's kind of like a I'd say it's a crowded space, but it's also a space where everybody is generally kind of respectful to each other. There's not a lot of egotism I've noticed. But go ahead and talk a little bit about like how you got into Zelda fan art as your main thing that you post and like what what being involved in that community is like for you.
Sure. I mean, Zelda in general goes a long way with me. I started playing when I was very little because I have an older sister and she was really into video games from an early age. Um, so I got into contact with like Link's Awakening, I think is the oldest game, and the first game I knew, and it's from like before I was born in the Game Boy. Sorry, I think it's original from the SNES or something, but it got
Yeah,
ported
I
into the
want
Game
to say it's
Boy.
like the second or third game overall.
I think it's the third, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
don't know the series incredibly well. I'm somebody who got into it with Breath of the Wild and all the like lore and
oh, I
fandom
see.
surrounding that. Like I
Yeah, I'm
knew
like,
about Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess, but it
right.
wasn't something I was actively like looking into.
Yeah, no, I'm a bit of a diehard fan at this point. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, and I've always played like the new games. I never stopped. Like I've always my favorite like gaming franchise, even before my current hyperfixation on it. Um, but honestly, I don't I hadn't drawn Zelda fan art for a really long time. And generally before I got into especially drawing Zelda, right? I how was it? I didn't consider myself a fan artist. I mostly did original art. I just didn't feel so compelled to do it. But usually when it comes to ships, I really enjoy drawing fan art. It just gets me like it just there's something about it. I love drawing like sweet little moments and like character interaction and stuff. Um, but I had just played, not just played actually, it'd been almost a year since I finished Tears of the Kingdom. And when I played it, I was like obsessed with it and all that stuff. But fine, I finished it and I kind of moved on. But ever since I finished it, I was like, I need to draw something for this game because it like really moved me and stuff. And it took me a super long time because as I said, I wasn't much of a fan artist. So and I wasn't drawing very often in general. So it took a long time of like the idea like simmering in my head. And then I made it and it was this drawing of like Zelda and the light dragon behind her. Um, and it just got me in the mood of like, I'm gonna rewatch all of the cutscenes from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom because I kind of remember the narrative. And it's like a switch just turned in my head, and I was like, oh, I love this this story. There's just something specific about the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom like narrative that I really enjoy, and especially the like the dynamic between Link and Zelda. Because like in the Zelda community, there's the people say like the Zelink purists. They like ship them on every game, like oh they're like star-crossed lovers, like they are lovers in every single narrative and stuff. And I'm not like that. I wasn't much of a shipper before. Um, but specifically on those games, I just like I had like worms in my head about this. And yeah,
I
like
mean,
they're living rent free in my head ever since. And I
it
just
is.
had to let it out.
I was just gonna say, like, it is a thing I've noticed, and that's kind of what pulled me into Zelda overall with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild is like I've always known the basics of the franchise and the fact that a lot of people ship Link and Zelda as just like a cultural osmosis thing, but there's something about those two games where just like you flesh out their backstory so much and you just inject a healthy dose of that Studio Ghibli juice and it makes people go
Yes.
wild.
Yes. They've never, I feel like this is the deepest they've gone into like backstory and stuff.
Mhm.
Most Zelda games are pretty like the story doesn't go that deep other than like Ocarina of Time, which really was really different from the rest at the time. Um, but yeah, it just those games are Breath of the Wild is just so charming. And yeah, I'm a huge Studio Ghibli fan, so it
Yeah.
was like for me.
I feel like there's very few people who don't like Studio Ghibli if they know what it is. I've met
Yeah,
like a couple
it's
people who are
hard
like
to not enjoy.
they don't like Miyazaki himself, but even they'll admit he makes good movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but you said a minute ago that like you actually started out as doing original art, so like art and illustration has kind of always been a thing for you then?
Oh yeah. Since a kid, I've always drawn all that, you know, as artists usually say. But yeah, it's always been a part of me. And actually, I'm sort of a professional artist. Um, it's what I do. Like I've with illustration and comics. And I also do tattoo art on the side. Like I'm an
Wow.
actual
Ooh.
tattoo artist as well. Yeah. So, yeah, I study design in university and stuff. So it's like my whole life is like art.
Okay. Because I
Yeah.
did do like a quick check through your Instagram earlier today just to make sure like there's
Right.
nothing big that I'm missing. And I saw some of the original stuff and it looked really nice. Very much in line with your Zelda stuff, which is
Thank
that's
you.
kind of the thing that drew me to you overall is I just dig your art style where you have those very big but soft lines and everything is kind of like on the border of very well detailed and animation ready. I always just dig a style
Oh,
that kind of falls
nice.
into that line. Um, but yeah, I saw you had some original stuff, and I saw you a couple photos of you like selling at cons and stuff. So I figured you had a bit more experience than just posting online.
Yeah, there was a time I did a lot of events in my city. Here we have a lot of just art events, not just um convention, Comic-Con and stuff. Like we have just it's like an event that's just the artist alley basically.
That's great.
So yeah, it's really
Oh,
cool
like an art
actually.
walk?
I think just just all the artist tabling and stuff, and it's very open to all kinds of art. Um, so you got people like that do ceramics. There's more like digital artists like me. There's even photographers sometimes like selling prints. Um, this is something I think is really special in Brazil that we have these kinds of it's like art fairs, I guess. I know obviously they exist around the world, but there's just
It's
something
definitely something that's
different.
less common in the States. Anytime there's an
Yeah,
event that has art, the
yeah,
art
art
almost
market.
secondary thing where it's like come
Yeah.
and come to we have a thing here called in my city called Fall for Greenville, which is ostensibly a food thing, but then there's also a lot of art vendors or like every major city in America has their local Comic-Con and every Comic-Con has an artist alley. But whether or not
Yeah.
that's at all successful, I couldn't tell you because I'm not involved with that stuff.
America
Yeah,
does
I do
have
follow.
like. Go ahead.
Go
Sorry.
on.
I was gonna say
You can go.
America does have a lot of like art walks is what it seems like the closest thing to where it's like all different types of medium people just putting up tables side by side, and sometimes it's like free or sometimes you have to pay for a slot, and it might be at like a downtown area, but like it's really city specific. Like the city I came from in Florida that I just moved up from, Gainesville had a lot of them, a lot of different like a lot of different types, and then just kind of like a any type. My hometown had a lot of them, but like they're the kind of thing to where like if you're a little bit removed from the scene here in like America, that like if you're not like looking at like the social media or like the local like very local news thing, you're not really gonna know what's popping up. Like you probably have seen a
Mm,
bunch of them around you, but you never would really know they're happening unless you go there. Because
yeah.
It's
they're rarely
entirely
ever something
possible.
that shuts a city down or something. It'll just be like a little spot. And like sometimes they're bigger. Like we have Art Basel down in Miami, and that's like globally known. Like there's three in the entire world. One I think in France, one in I want to say Tokyo maybe,
Mm.
or maybe it is Brazil. I can't remember. And then one in Miami, and like I've gone to that a few times, and you like pretty much the entire city of Miami turns into a art gallery. You
Oh,
could
that's
see
cool.
any and everything. Like there, without exaggerating, if there is a famous artist that you like, you can probably find the art there on display in the real. Like there was Monet's, there was
Oh,
Picasso's.
wow.
They specially built like a building that showcases over like a million artworks at once, and that's not like an exaggerated number. That's the literal
Cool.
number. I met people from Hong Kong. I met people from Europe. A lot of people, like a lot of artists, will like hire a translator to walk around with them.
Huh.
But you could live one city over from Miami and never know that's happening. Well,
Yeah,
even though that's like a globally.
I haven't heard of it myself.
It's another case of the eternal problem of America too big.
For sure.
Honestly, Brazil has a similar effect.
Yeah, I I admit, like, I am a bit of stupid American where I only know like a few things about Brazil, and even then, it's primarily from movies or internet creators I've followed who are from
Uh-huh.
there.
It's hard to sum it up, honestly. As a Brazilian person, I don't think I know Brazil that much either. It's very diverse.
Yeah, it definitely does seem like it has that vibe where it's similar to America, but it's also a very different, much more. It's weird to use this adjective when comparing to America, but it does seem like it has a bit more of like a free vibe to it in just how people act over there.
Yeah. Ironically, yes. Yeah,
Huh.
I haven't traveled that much inside of Brazil, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mostly
I think
just
that's a thing
know,
a lot of people face these days where travel
yeah,
just isn't something a lot of people can afford when you're in
yeah.
the worker class.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
But I have
most
friends
where I've
that
been to
travel
in
to,
this country is because I've lived there.
yeah.
Oh, you were saying though?
I don't know.
Fair enough.
I was gonna say something about Brazil in general, but I think I just forgot.
That's all right. Um, so I guess like that is like the primary stuff I wanted to talk to you about. I guess now we can kind of get into the regular podcast stuff of just like what's everybody been up to this week. And I guess you can also kind of go in with that a little bit, Louis, because I knew we were talking a bit before the show, but just like
Sure.
what's up in your current life? Because you don't post all the time, so I'm sure there are fans of your content who might come to this just wanting to know what's up with you right now.
Yeah, I also don't talk too much about like my life in general, so that might be fun. But it's not because I don't enjoy it, just I just don't post much. But yeah, lately I haven't been drawing much, honestly, and it makes me sad, but I guess I'm just having a bit of a low in creativity, so I'm just letting it come back when it wants to come back. But it's mostly because I said I was like in a bit of a limbo of not knowing what to do with my time. It's because I'm about to start a new degree in university. So I'm
Uh,
just super anxious about this, like good anxious, not in a bad way. But I'm literally just 1 week away and it's all I can think about, so I can't really focus on anything. So yeah, I've just been like playing games all day, just letting time pass.
sounds like it's that kind of anxiousness where it's not like, oh, this is bad, but it's like I need to be prepared for this, so I don't want to get wrapped up in anything else too important.
Exactly. Like it's too late to start something, but I also don't have anything going on, so I'm just waiting.
Yeah, I used to have that with videos all the time, and honestly, it probably would still hit me fairly like photos and writing and stuff, except like I have gotten myself pretty well into a schedule, and I'm well away from anything like school. I just have a day job now, so I don't have
Yeah.
to think about things in those on-off period terms. It's either it's a weekday and I'm working, or it's a weekend and I'm not. But
Yes.
um, there definitely are pros and cons to both of those kind of states of living.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
I'm kind of like I'm excited to have like a routine again, you know.
oh
I've
yeah.
just been sort of like unemployed slash freelancing for over a year now, and I was just, struggling with this like having routine and stuff. And having like school again is exciting to me because like now I'm gonna have a schedule.
Mm-hmm. So are you going back to school also for art, or is this something else you're interested in pursuing?
No, actually completely different. I'm gonna study computer science.
Oh, oh wow.
Ooh.
What's
Yeah.
brought that on?
It's like a plot twist in my life, honestly. But I've always been, I've always been a video game nerd and I've been like a computer nerd for a while just like, I built my own PC, that kind of stuff. Um, and yeah, I was just, I know have some programmer friends, and I was like, you know what? It seems to be, a paying job and stuff like that. And I was like, well, if I was gonna live a good life, then I'd do that. And then like I caught myself thinking that like I would do that if it meant like stability or something. And I realized like, well, then why not do it? And I had like, but before that, I had just sort of a sneaking curiosity of programming and like tech stuff because I did a game jam event as an artist, but I saw like the programmers doing their thing, and I was like, maybe it would be nice to know some stuff, because I feel like I would work better with the team if I knew a little bit, right? And like I fell into that trap. So I started
Mm.
studying a little and just, really realized I really love this stuff, like computers in general. So yeah, I was like, why not? I think I'm gonna enjoy this. And I feel like I kind of needed something. Like I wasn't feeling complete yet. Like I was having like a huge existential crisis about being an artist and stuff. As I was saying like earlier, like I'm kind of a professional artist, but I wasn't feeling entirely confident in that,
Mm.
these past few years. It's a whole like can of worms, honestly, but it's just I realize I prefer just doing making personal art other than anything. And I don't
Yeah,
have to make a living out of art to be an artist. I'll always be an artist. And it took me a while to realize that. Like it only took me like 10 years to realize that, but better late than never. So yeah, I'm just sort of turning it in my life right now and pursuing something different. But I'm like really excited, honestly.
I definitely relate to that because, I mean, for one thing, I definitely very strongly agree with the you're always an artist whether you're getting paid for it or not because
Yeah.
I very definitively believe in the definition of art is not it's not just illustration, it's not just music, it's not just videos. Anything a human makes with their own hands is art.
Yeah.
But more than that, like up until a few years ago, and anybody who's a regular listener of the podcast knows this about me, but I'll explain it because we're just talking for the first time. Um, Up until a few years ago, I spent most of my adult life trying very hard to become a professional YouTuber
Hmm.
and like very much fighting this crusade of being like, no, YouTube videos
Hmm.
are art and like making YouTube videos about media that is not on YouTube is also criticism and review and all this stuff that counts. And eventually it got to this point where I was just like so far tied up into a knot about it and about other things in my life that I was like, yeah, this ain't worth it anymore and I'm not having fun anymore. And the fact that I've been trying to do it for so long and like leading myself down these horrible career paths just to make ends meet while I'm really focused on this, it's not fun anymore. So I stopped doing it for a couple of years, even quit this podcast for a couple of years. And then just in the last year, kind of got to a point where I was like, I'm pretty okay with my life as it is. And I would like to make some art in my spare time. And I made a few videos just a couple months ago. And I've been doing toy photography pretty regularly
Oh,
for almost a year now, and of course, I've been back on the podcast for a little over a year. So it's one of those things where sometimes you just need a change, and you need to get your
yeah.
life in a more solid state before you can be doing the artist thing. And
Yeah,
hey,
I
money
I
isn't everything.
totally yeah, I totally relate to what you said. Like, oh, this isn't working anymore. And I feel like stepping away sometimes is what like reignites your passion about something because you no longer have that pressure of like this needs to be the thing I do.
Yeah, because
And
now it's
and
less like,
okay.
oh, okay. I was just gonna say like now it's less like
Sure.
taking a toy photo or posting one or sitting down and writing a video or recording or editing that video. That's not like something I'm like, oh, I need to get this done by this point in order to hit my metrics. I'm just like, yeah, that's a part of my day now, and I would like to make sure I get to that part of my day. But if I don't, then you know what? It's nobody's gonna fire me.
Yeah, like there's you're doing it because you enjoy it and nothing else.
Mhm.
Yeah, and this has a lot to do with the Zelda art actually, because I was getting to this realization that, something's not right. Um, right as I like got into like drawing Zelda because again, I wasn't even drawing that often, and but this like hyperfixation like overtook me in a way that I was finally like I was spending all day every day drawing just because I wanted to draw and not because I was forcing myself to do it, because sometimes I have ideas for original art and I had to sort of force myself through it, and I was happy with the results, but it wasn't completely natural anymore. And this like 2025 was the year that I was like, I'm just gonna allow myself to do what I want to do with art. Like I really needed that. It was like really like therapeutic. Um, so
Mhm.
it has a lot to do with this change, and I think that's why it also means a lot to me, like drawing Zelda and stuff. As much, it's like it's not that deep, the art itself. Like it's just, I want to draw something cute, but it
Mhm.
has like to me, it has a very very meaningful, um, I don't know, like, connection to my personal life.
You definitely feel that in the pieces themselves. I mean, that's kind of what
Aw.
drew me to you more than just the style of like it's the sort of like the little moments that you capture with those where
Uh-huh.
um like even your NSFW stuff, it's not about being horny and like look at how much they're getting off with each other. It's more like look at them connecting in this moment. And I was
Yes.
like, you don't see that enough in like cheesecake art, and I really appreciated seeing it.
Aw, that's really sweet. Honestly, some of the comments I've gotten have been on the NSFW side. Because yeah, I definitely I just love drawing like connection stuff. And it's not limited to as I said, it's not just about being horny. It's just, it's another aspect of like intimacy, and I think it's there's just very special moments that you can capture with that. So I'm glad you said that, you can tell like that it means a lot to me. Yeah, it
Yeah.
just warms my heart. Also that like I got such a positive response to all of the Zelda art that I've done that I did not expect, but at the same time it came from a very genuine part of me. Like I'm aware of that, and I think it shows. It really shows. Like don't I can't underestimate this anymore.
Well, anytime you go into like a popular space and you're submitting work that is of any level of quality, I think it's going to get a strong response. But then also having that passion for wanting to do something that's a little bit different and a little bit personal, I think that also is going to just like double any bit of reach you're going to have.
Yeah, because it also
Yeah.
has this to do with we were saying about um making a living out of art is not what makes you an artist. Like you're an artist regardless. And like part of like obviously I know that I've always known that, but for me it was specifically with myself. I was like, no, I'm only gonna be a real artist if I make a living out of this and whatever. Um but this past year of just completely immersing myself and just allowing myself to just draw these two characters over and over again because I love them. Uh, Again, just connected me again with what art really is, and making art just for the sake of making it. And yeah, it's been a journey.
I
Cody, it sounds like Bruce is just losing it over there.
yeah, he's going bonkers. It's his bedtime, and Maddie's slowly getting him to it, but he's got to chill out for a minute. Um,
Okay.
It's all
I
right.
was gonna say, in relation to art and stuff like that, like I'm someone who I was studying sculpture and ceramics,
Ooh.
with the intention to turn that into a toy design career.
Oh, that's so cool.
Things got me pretty off filter from that,
Hmm.
but I recently just got some material to start doing little tiny things again. As a Valentine's Day present, I got me and my partner a little Sculpey starter kit
Mm.
to. It's something that we had always talked about, but like last podcast, um, as the podcast ended, um, Boingo, the other person who hopefully will be here shortly, um, had just like showed me some tabletop like spaceship things, and the more I looked at them, the more it just like relit my like I've always felt the need to create and like do stuff, but I've managed to like have a few games that kind of like quelled it for the most part, or I can go and do a model kit or build a Lego set or mess around with something like that. And it kind of satiates that like burning drive. Um, but something about looking at them just like really made me want to just do more like that, because that was like the thing I did the most is I went to school to do formal wear for ceramics mostly is what I got trained to doing, but I went sculptural stuff and just make like the weirdest things I could. But
Hmm.
I was mainly bringing that up because while doing that, uh, I spoke with or I went to an artist seminar, and like this guy once told us, um, essentially talking on the topic about starving artists, where like I'm not sure if it's like a global thing, but I know here there's a lot of people who like will only do like art, like the art that they specifically want to do, and if that doesn't like allow them to survive, then they will not do anything else. Um,
Yeah.
and essentially, like it also becomes like a bit of an annoying part of their personality, where they're like, "Oh, I gotta do this. Sorry, there's nothing else I
Yeah.
could do." I knew somebody in college who was very much like that, where like also like he was very miserable and would not do anything to fix that part, and thought that if he was to ever fix that part of himself, that he wouldn't be able to do art in the same way, which
Hmm.
is always true. Like you could look back throughout history and see other artists talk about how not true that part is, but um, this artist seminars like had essentially explained this whole thing he did, where he had the art, he had the stuff that he loved to do, and then he found a way to support himself differently, still in relation to the art, but differently altogether, to where he bought like a compound or a plot of land. Most of it was flowers, like flower fields, and he'd pay people, or people would pay him to like pick over the flowers or take pictures in the flowers. He was primarily a ceramicist, so he built a kiln on the property and a little bit of a like workshop. Eventually got to the point where he could hold classes at that workshop. Now this isn't like a easily apply to everybody type thing, but sometimes it's just about like finding what else can make you not go insane, I guess.
Yeah.
But he eventually got to the point to where he would also rent out his ceramic pieces for weddings, for like
Oh,
centerpieces and stuff. Um, which is
interesting.
very, it's a little silly, but it's also very cool.
It makes sense
Uh,
too.
it does. But like he had just like kind of went on about how like he's like, well, I do all these things all year round, like keeps me occupied and keeps me going and gives me what I need. He's like, but also it's given me the tools I need to do the true passion until that thing could like overwrite and like run itself.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it can get discouraging, especially if you stop like doing things for a while, like I have. Like it's not lost or anything like that. Like you don't necessarily, as far as like ceramics go, a lot of like the skills you learn are kind of like muscle memory in that way, to where at any given time, if you learn how to throw on the wheel, you can kind of sit back down and like either pick it right
Yeah.
back up or like remember again. Um, but I don't know. It's just I'm very excited to start messing with stuff again, because I'm gonna try to replicate a little bit of what the specific thing we were looking at. I might be able to find a picture of it from last time, but it was like a tabletop game similar to like Warhammer or something like that. So there's little miniatures, and
Uh-huh.
miniatures are like my all-time favorite thing.
Mhm.
But it was like spaceships and stuff and different factions. And seeing the alien things reminded me of stuff that I used to make because I used to just make like monster things, like creation or not creations, but like multiple like things that look like they went together. Like all this is all of the same
Mhm.
type of race or something. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna see where it goes. I don't know.
I
Like,
hope you have
Re-
fun.
I mean,
Regardless, it
I'll
is
always
really
have
cool
fun.
to hear you're back on the sculpting, Cody.
Yeah, I'm excited. Um,
I think it's I really appreciate those moments of like, oh, and I looked at this and it gave me like now I need to do it again. Like I just there's a lot of value in these moments, like coming back to something.
Mhm. Like
the
some of my favorite photos I take, because like while videos was my main work for a long time, toy photography has kind of like taken over for that, or like they've swapped places because I still do videos, but um, some of my favorite photos are like when I'll be reading a comic and I'll see a panel and I'll just be like, oh, the pose in that is really good. I want to use that. And I'll take
Mhm.
a picture of the panel with my phone. And then 6 months later, I'll be clean off my phone and I'll find that photo and I'll be like, oh, I got to take that photo right now. And then
Yeah.
2 weeks later, I get to post it. And it's like, look at this. Look, here's the panel and here's the photo I took. Look at them together.
Yeah. I feel that with like finding uh like picture references and I'm like, oh, this specific position would be really cool to draw. Like, oh, look how the light is hitting the arm in this picture. I want to do that in a drawing.
Mhm. That's the other hill I've got to tackle though with doing physical photos is like that is one area where I kind of envy you illustrators of you can kind of just decide how the lighting works where
Yes.
I have to buy expensive equipment to improve my lighting and I keep
Yeah.
putting that off because there's so many shiny toys I would rather buy.
I somewhat disagree with that. Um, and I understand like it would be the easiest pathway to do the expensive thing. But as for one, I was like in art school, they taught us how to shoot our own 3D sculptures,
Mhm.
and that it was very important to figure out how to like light things correctly for specifically a, catalog of your work versus
Hmm.
anything else. And a lot of times, like the school might have had a photo booth, but the school that I first learned at was very like down home and very low cost, I guess you could say. Um,
Hmm.
as far as the lighting things go, you might be surprised once you start figuring out how like you can do certain things. Because like I've played around with it a little bit, but I've not gotten too serious about like doing different types of lighting things. Um, but if you figure out how to wire your own lamps up, you can kind of start really getting into like LEDs and stuff like that. And I promise you, it is not uh, too hard to get into
Hmm.
to like set up your own like get a soldering iron and start like connecting the little like
Oh
wires
wow.
for like LEDs and stuff. And once you start figuring out materials that work well with lights, either like reflecting or like absorbing some of it, I think you might find that you can kind of do a lot of it and not necessarily for cheap, but just for the same. Like
I'm sure
Yeah.
it
essentially a
is
lot of that
all
stuff.
like that. It's just the time investment of learning that stuff
Hmm.
and then the financial investment of the materials and the time investment of figuring it all out that is a little bit intimidating for me.
It's I know I'm making it sound like very
Fair enough.
easy or maybe very intimidating in a lot of ways, but
Bit of both.
I get like if you went to Goodwill or something like that and just started looking around for like materials. It's hard to say because like we had to learn how to like find things,
Hmm.
Hmm.
and like we didn't have like for our welding department, we didn't have any kind of clean metal at all. So like I had to learn how to start seeing things that could be torn apart into like raw bits of metal that I could then clean and then use as raw material to make something new.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a lot of like training yourself to find things. I relate a lot to that. Like at least like doing some research of like being aware of what can be done with like alternative materials or equipments and just knowing how to keep an eye out for stuff. Like, oh, this could be useful for lighting or used as a backdrop for a photo and stuff. Because I've had to think a lot about um, photography stuff because of tattooing
Hmm.
and
Oh yeah.
other like projects I had throughout college. I studied design. So yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have
Simeon,
to
I'll say
become like
like
a scavenger, as I would understand it.
Yes.
kind of sort
That's
of.
the word.
Um, Different random bulbs that you wouldn't have to pay full price at. Just like start stopping into Goodwills and start looking at different color plastics that might be like big
Is
enough or
Goodwill
raw
still a
enough.
viable option though? Because I understand
Yes.
they've kind of become enshittified in recent
Okay.
years.
So me and Maddie, my partner, go to Goodwill pretty frequently.
Okay.
We've not been in like the last couple of weeks, but like, um, side note, like my regular job is I work at a storage facility. I through the
Mm.
name of like seeing the people who win auctions, and most of those auction winners are like thrift store people. It
Hmm.
comes up a lot, like talking about stuff because like they'll still go to Goodwills to find other things that they could resell for like a decent price and whatnot. It depends on what you're trying to go there for. Like if you're looking for collectibles now, if it's something that could be easily Googled, you probably might not find it for too crazy of a deal, other than what it's already listed for online at Goodwill. A
Yeah,
lot of
that's probably the
furniture and
talk I've
antique
been
Yeah.
hearing
stuff.
is other collectors saying like, no, if you wanna find stuff, you got to go to like non-name brand thrift stores.
But if you go in with the mindset of what I'm talking about, where like you're looking for shitty lamps and like you don't need a good lamp, you don't need something that looks like it's going to be great in your house. You need something that has the electrical components with the
That
socket
works.
already there, and you could put a different bulb in and then you could just plug it into the wall and like just take the lamp completely apart, and now you have a light fixture to like move around how you want. One thing that we used a lot for like shooting ceramics were these halogen lamps that have little clamps on them, and they were very expensive. The school
Hmm.
only had about 5 or 6 of them, and me and my professor realized that you could buy the bulbs for very cheap, and that if you could just get the correct wattage like holder for the bulb, you could also I found a grub. Sorry. You could also find uh, little clamps that you could essentially attach in the same fashion. Because like these halogen lamps were essentially like a bulb in the holder with like a little C clamp on the back of it that you can just kind of bend out and then attach to a surface to kind of just make a fixed light anywhere. So it was like super useful in that way, but like we figured out a very cheap way to like kind of do it our own. So I think if you started going into Goodwill and like looking for lamps, looking for weird pieces of paper, weird things that might be reflective or not, old Christmas lights, anything with the bulb, because like you could take a Christmas light with that powerful LED and completely isolate a single one of them, and now you have like an extra light that might be adding a little bit of color into an otherwise like bland shot or something like that, and you could just put it slightly off screen.
Hmm.
And if you start getting aluminum foil or start getting into like opaque materials, then you'll really start to get like light bouncing around. We used to use these
Yeah, there's a lot you
large.
can do with paper
Mhm.
and like foils in general. I forgot what they're called in English, but there's all of these little materials that you can use to like change the way the light works or like
I have
diffuse
seen a
it more.
lot on Instagram, people who will use like tinfoil and saran wrap to simulate water surfaces for toy
Oh,
photography.
cool.
And I'm purely talking about like you can get even further creative when trying to make a scene, but I'm purely talking about stuff that would be slightly off frame to just bounce light off of to create a
Yeah.
different type of tone. And again, like I know it sounds like scary, but I think like for one, like learning how to like wire lamps is very very easy. And I know that sounds like stupid, but yeah, I promise you it is incredibly easy. Always make sure you're not plugging anything up, but like usually you can get these things called wire nuts, and you don't even have to like splice wires or like tie them together or anything like that. You simply have to like strip 2 parts of it. You can go get a very cheap wire stripper at like Harbor Freight or something like that, or even on Amazon if you're inclined. And then essentially you just take both ends of the wire, strip them. If it's going to be like the new harness for the bulb and like a random wire, because like that's the other thing you could do. If you need a lamp and you need to be able to plug it into a wall, go to Goodwill, find a lamp that is almost completely broken, cut the wire off of it. Like obviously buy it, but like for like a couple of dollars sometimes
No,
you could
cut the
find
wire
a
off
table
in
lamp.
the store, stuff it in your pocket, calmly walk out the front door, get in your car, drive home.
Oh well, the other thing I wasn't even thinking of. You live in a college town still, don't you,
Yeah.
Simeon? Um, and you work at a apartment complex. When you see people throw stuff away like lamps, take it. Take it out of the dumpster, even if it's
I have
completely trashed. You could
I
cut
have
the
almost
wire off
never
of it
seen a
right then
lamp
and there.
thrown out here.
I see a lot of them up here.
Hmm.
But like you can get like just that part of it, cut the cord off that plugs into the wall, and as long as you like find like the piece of paper that says what wattage it is, but usually they're pretty standard across the board if they're going to be used for like household lighting. Um, and then all you have to do is like kind of uncover that wire a little bit, find the other thing, and then like you'll find the two main like wires, and these wire nuts will essentially like you twist the wire together, it'll stick out in like a T form almost, like another leg coming directly off of it, and then you twist the wire nut over it. It has like some conductive material on the inside, and it allows current to just naturally pass through it. And then we would use those to make lamps out of like sculptures, like ceramic or wood or metal or whatnot, and we would just hide the wire nuts somewhere in like the base of the thing. Because like they're usually like red or yellow or blue, um, but they're kind of noticeable. For what you're trying to do though, you're not trying to make something on a table. You're trying to make something that makes your photo. You're just needing light.
Yeah.
So
I
I think
understand
I
I feel intimidated by electrical stuff too, but it's a useful skill at least.
It does seem
oh for
like
sure.
it's one of those things that it's mostly in my head. I just need to knuckle down and
Yeah.
do it.
Just a couple tutorials away from being less intimidated.
Hmm.
All it is that you were simply in the state of not knowing, and once you know, you'll know that you know it. But not
It's
knowing it means you don't know.
it's almost like knowing is half the battle.
Yeah.
That's true.
I like how it seems to be universal in any kind of art degree or like creative thing with like you talking about ceramics and stuff, how in university or college, people are constantly trying to figure out ways of like how can we make a cheaper version of this really expensive equipment, or how can we scavenge for, parts that we can use later. Cause man, I that's all I saw in my time. Especially here in Brazil, like that is the state of like all universities and stuff like that. We have to like figure
I think
things
that
out
is
and
just
do
like
things.
I think that is just like a universal aspect of the university or college experience is
Yeah.
like you're not going to get anything new until you've been out of that cycle, that environment for like 5 to 10 years because so much of your life is focused on school. You're not able to make the money to afford the new shit. So
Yeah.
you have to get inventive and you have to be resourceful.
And
I
especially in like artistic and creative degrees, there's also not usually a lot of investment like in the university. So sometimes your school can't afford the new fancy stuff. So you need to figure things out.
Which is
We had
insane,
this,
right? Because,
yeah,
like, some of the best art in history has come from, like, literally just rich people adopting artists who were up and coming and being like, yeah, just fucking make shit and make it specifically for me. And occasionally I'll ask you for a specific thing, but I just like what you do, so just make some shit and I'll pay for you to live.
I
But
wish this still happened.
yeah, in the
it sure
modern
does
era,
not.
it's like the rich people are too busy trying to recreate Star Trek without actually understanding the point of Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
if you
then
ever want to get good art, like if you ever want to purchase and invest in good art, go to art fairs and art walks in your local like vicinity. Um,
Mhm.
because mostly globally and even locally, like in America and like all other countries, there is no high art anymore. Like it still does technically exist, but usually it's just like associated with the money people will pay for your stuff,
Yeah.
which doesn't always have any. I mean, it rarely ever has any kind of like bearing on how good your thing is. Like something selling for $1 million in the art world doesn't really mean anything other than like that person was able to convince a person with $1 million
Yeah.
to like materialistically, like the stuff they put in and the time they put in. So there's always something to be said about the worth there. But once you get into the high art world, it doesn't really matter like that. A lot of it's just kind of like nonsense. And so I've always like not necessarily down home, but like local artists. Like I know and have seen people who were just like who've never made it to stardom, but will make some of the most beautiful things and have
Yeah.
existed with pure talent. I also, whenever I was going through the schooling, I saw people who took the classes like ceramics and drawing as electives while they're doing like their degree for sports or like their business degree, and they just wanted to do like a simple, easy class. And I've seen people who have like incredible talent and just be like, oh, well, this is just fun, but I'm still going to do my baseball thing. And I'm like, well, you should do this too. And they're like, well, that's not really what I do. And I'm like, okay, you can't make somebody do something, but like, you then
Mhm.
see somebody who has like this incredible talent and doesn't, they themselves don't know enough about the medium or the world. So they just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and it happens a lot. Um,
Remi- Reminds me a little bit of like another type of guy I used to see fairly frequently in the YouTube space of people who would get like stuck into a quote unquote serious career job, and then they would realize like, oh, I really like this YouTube thing, I want to do this, but in order to do this I would have to blow up my entire life. Like I remember one guy, I can't remember their name, but they were like making these mini documentaries on an emerging fandom, but they started making them halfway through going to college to become a lawyer, and after
Oh,
making like the first couple, they realized like, oh, I really like making documentaries. I would rather be a documentarian than a lawyer, but there's no way I can throw away all this school time. And also like a big part of it was they only had like a shitty laptop that was only good for doing the lawyer school stuff. They couldn't really
mhm.
edit videos on it, so they would edit the videos in like super low quality on their laptop, and then they would send the like high quality files and the project file for the video to a friend of theirs to render out for them.
Wow.
I
That's that's stuff that I think about every once in a while. It's just like those kind of like mini tragedies of life.
I think everybody should try to be creative in some way. A lot
Yeah.
of people I've seen like when it comes to ceramics, I've always told that it's like easy, and I sit by that. Like not knowing how it works and staring at it from a long way off is one thing, but like making formal wear specifically cannot like you can do art with formal wear. Formal wear, that term meaning like in ceramics, like I could make the same cup, I could make you the same exact cup 100 times, and they look the same as if I'm a machine or I am a machine. I can make you a
Mhm.
hundred of the exact same diameter plates with the same like design on them. That is essentially what formal wear. And it is still art. I do still consider it art. Um,
Yeah.
but it's not like quite the same as like creating in a different way. Um, but the reason why I say it's easy is because learning how to throw ceramics is the same as like as I see as like learning how to use a drill or like another type of tool. That's all it really is. That's all the wheel really is like you're learning how to use this tool to make something, and then the limitation comes from like what you can or cannot come up with. Um,
Yes.
but you could just like you could squeeze out a cup. You could think like what is the shape of a cup, and then you got it. You figured it out. You could squeeze it together, and like there's hurdles to work with specific like things in ceramic or specific materials. Um, but you don't have to get all caught up with all that yet. You can learn how to make a cup. Um,
Mhm.
I also like I used to teach like little kids how to do it, and I'd always tell them that it's just playing with mud, which it is.
Mhm.
And like ceramics is like one of the oldest like art forms that we have. Or I guess like it's also one of the oldest things that we have. It's like made from the earth, set back into the earth, doesn't really return to something. Like once you make something stoneware, meaning like baked it to a certain degree and it becomes something akin to stone. You kind of can't really destroy it. You can turn it back into dust,
Yeah.
but like it's just very resilient.
It's one of the
Um,
earliest examples of like the sort of human definition of technology, where it's like something wholly
yeah,
we have constructed out of raw materials that is just for a purpose we require.
I agree.
But I do also like the point you made earlier, Cody, about like anyone can make art and everyone should make art. Like I went on a rant about this not too long ago on social media, and I also like just the other day retweeted this really touching clip of Ian McKellen just talking at like a it must have been some kind of event because he's at like a podium and he's reading from a piece of paper, but
I
I
think I've
didn't see
seen
what it
that.
was. It was just him being like, look, write something, go out, sing a sonnet, do whatever you got to do. You have to create art or else you're not living. Because I
Mhm.
really believe like anything humans make is art, and all art has meaning on some level, even if it's just like goofy Saturday morning slop to sell toys to children. There's people still made that. There was still some thought process behind that. And
Yeah.
there is this whole thing of like, the only humans create art. There are other creatures who are capable of doing things like it, but it's all on this very like simple biological level. We're the only species on the planet that puts some kind of intelligence into it, and that's what makes humans humans, is that we create art, because otherwise we feel like everything else would just be these biological machines that only exist to live, consume, reproduce, and then die.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
about
think there's
that.
something beautiful and special.
Is that pyramid of needs or something? Like, yeah, we don't need art like to make art to survive, like, like biologically. We just sort of do it because we want to do it. And yeah. Um
But historically, anytime a group of people has gone from a nomadic state to a settlement state where they stop and sit down. Even like nomads, like or the earliest nomads, would like pick up rocks that looked similar to human faces or animals, and then they started to like carve them into like more things like that, and that's like the earliest like examples of like art other than cave paintings. But every single time throughout history, a group of people stops and settles down. The two things they always do are agriculture and art, back to
yeah.
back to back, nonstop, almost simultaneously. They have time to start cultivating the land and growing food, and then to make things that other people are interested in, make their living quarters look nicer, or just like do general stuff like that. Like they just immediately start it. I think it
Yeah.
is still tied into our like genetics. It is still a part of our
There's
brain
something
chemistry.
sweet about sometimes I start to look at like people, like humanity, as if I'm like an alien researcher, and I'm like,
Mhm.
what compels these beings to like put something on their head and call it a hat? Like, why are they doing that, right? And like this thing like, oh, as soon as
Like,
human.
there's a post I saw a while ago. Um, I can't remember even where it was, but it was somebody saying something like, "There's so many religions out there that specifically believe like we were put on Earth by this specific creator for this purpose to do these kinds of things," and then there's just like the various religions of native tribes in certain parts of the world, where it's just like, nah, humans just exist to be strange and do stuff. And it's like that's kind of wonderful. I subscribe to
Yeah,
that more than
I
anything
see
else.
beauty in that, and like, yeah, as soon as humans settle down, they start like decorating. And there's just like a sweetness to that to me.
Mhm.
Because if you imagine like an animal doing that, you'd be like, oh, that's cute. Unfortunately, they don't. But
Yeah.
I have
when
seen a
you
beetle
start to
Usually
use a
think
animals are
about
marker.
it,
just in survival mode all the time.
yeah, maybe monkeys do something like that. But I don't know.
I could see a monkey doing like a
Actually, I actually like birds kind of decorate stuff, so that's cute. And crows. Crows do that, definitely.
Oh,
but
crows
isn't
for
that like
sure.
rooted in like a biological impulse as well?
Probably.
I think elephants are smart enough to like be taught how to paint and then paint.
Yeah.
Though they might not understand in the same way, I think that is very close in that way.
Hmm.
I know animals can be trained to use art utensils. Pigs are
Yeah,
very
that's
smart and they
like
can
it's
make
learned.
paintings. Yeah, but it's like, I mean, dolphins can do drugs.
I love that.
Cody, I want that on a T-shirt.
Dolphins have been continuously like observed grabbing pufferfish, taking them down to the bottom of the ocean or like the
Oh yeah, that's
seafloor.
right. I have heard about this.
And they can't eat them, but they can like digest just enough poison to get essentially like high in a way, and they do it for fun, for no other reason. They do it for fun, not for hunting, not for survival.
Yeah,
Um,
dolphins are
These,
like purely pleasure-seeking creatures, from what I
oh my
understand.
God,
Because they're also
yes.
one of the only creatures on Earth besides us that get pleasure from sex.
Yeah, I've seen that too. These animals that people say like, oh, their intelligence is like this, the same as like a 5-year-old or something. They say that about crows, I think, and it's kind of terrifying to me.
well, crows can
And the
remember your
only thing
face
that
and
is more
follow you.
terrifying than a crow to me is when Boingo Rider comes into the call.
Hello. I had to
Chris,
deal.
we're
Hello.
talking about art.
Hello. I had to deal with literal bullshit.
Oh, nice.
What about figurative bull?
That too, but literal ones. We were
Damn.
setting up for professional bull riding. So we have these
Oh,
pieces of plywood that go under the dirt, and the
Oh,
bullshit there. So it's not great.
wow,
at least you
that's
could say this is
amazing.
bullshit and
You were
not get in
doing that the
trouble.
whole time, thinking about I can't wait to say this on the podcast, weren't you?
I don't know.
Oh,
A bit of a shitty day you had then.
Yeah, I expected it. Hello, by the way. I'm me. I'm
Hello.
late.
you're
Well,
only a
technically,
little
you're on
late.
time for our regular time. I think.
That's true. This is when we would normally be like first getting into the call and being like, "Oh fuck, we got a podcast."
Right, you turn
Uh,
into that one guy from fucking. I can't even
From
think of their
fucking
channel name.
Red Letter Media.
Thank you, that guy.
I was just taking a shot in the dark.
Well, you should
But yeah,
probably turn on the light so you can actually hit your targets.
yeah, I probably should. But I had like $100 electric bill this month, so that's not
Ours
happening.
was 153.
Evidently,
So electricity sucks.
yeah, it
I
sucks
mean,
to
it
my
does if
friend.
you plug a vacuum into it.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, well,
What?
any light source you see in a video game uses real electricity to light its environment,
That's true. That's a real fact.
True.
and you can't stop me,
Damn, Cody with the truth nukes.
troops.
It's true. I can't stop him. I'm physically incapable of stopping him. He's much bigger than me.
I don't know.
Only in your mind.
I think you could sumo him down to the ground, just like move to the side, push him over.
If you push me on my
I'd have
back, I
to
have
hit
trouble
him
getting
pretty
back up.
hard, I feel like. Like, I'd have to get a running start.
Just like a turtle, I have weaknesses. If you tip me over, I won't be able to right myself without help from your friends.
Damn, our
Yes, we
boy's like a
must consider
beetle.
the tortoise. I didn't know he sung funny little songs and was getting a biopic this year.
Mm, the Beatles.
Oh,
We don't talk about John.
what? I genuinely don't know what that is other than a reference that we don't talk about
Lennon,
Burnout. What did John Lennon do?
Multiple things.
Oh,
a lot of bad.
Yeah, he got a little bit better, but not great.
oh no.
But we don't have to talk about that here. We don't talk.
No, we don't.
We don't have to talk about anything bad, even though we do sometimes.
That's
It's
fair.
not like
I
we had
literally
a.
came in here with a rant loaded in the chamber, and the
No, that's not
podcast
a.
has been so pleasant that I just kind of jettisoned it from my brain until now.
Oh, you're talking about yours. Yeah, I don't know. When yesterday happened and I reacted to that one figure, I don't
Oh
think that
yeah,
I
no.
want
If
to
we're gonna
talk
talk
about that.
about this, I need to get the image so we can introduce this.
No, I don't think I want to because it like did real mental. Don't know why. I do know why, but
It's
it's bad.
just not a good time to be doing it, is what it is. I mean, there's
We
never a good time to be doing what this is, but it's also like, really? Now, this year? which is that
It's
they're
after all.
doing.
It's when that one Chumbawamba song plays. That's when you do it.
Yeah, they're doing. So Louis, I don't know how plugged into like the toy industry and toy collecting you are, but we're big fans of all of that, but also very specifically Transformers. And they announced at
Oh,
Toy Fair this past weekend they're doing America the Transformer for America's
what?
250th anniversary this year.
I guess I will get into it since.
Like
Um,
taking into this information.
so for one,
What? He looks like a gotcha man.
A little bit,
Um,
yeah.
He turned into an eagle. That's kind of cool.
problem one. Well, fun fact: that's not an eagle. That's actually a Perrier Falcon or Peregrine Falcon.
Because
Um,
and here's the thing, they have a version of this mold that has an eagle head. They just chose not to use it because this is a mold they've had for years that they've used for various bird Transformers.
They're
To-
cheap.
Not even for America.
to
They
see
made
It's
something
what
like
America
this,
deserves.
new mold.
America deserves leftovers and bullshit.
to see something
Yeah,
like
that's
this
what we
come out of
get.
nowhere in this year at this time feels more scripted and intentional than anything before, and it just feels like there is no safe thing. Like you can't, at least the way I personally feel, like you can't really go out and buy anything in this country without interacting with a company that has some sort of evilness. That like either it's like, oh, I'm gonna listen to music. Oh, they just gave a bunch of money to Israel. That's cool. Oh, I'm gonna go do this. Oh,
Yeah.
they fund AI weapons. That's interesting.
So
Um,
here's the original use of the mold, which is Kingdom Air Razor, a remake of the
Oh,
Beast
it's
Wars
just the
character.
same thing.
Yeah. And then
mhm.
here's the Eagle version, which is the Skywarp they did. It's
Wow,
only
that
slightly
that image
different,
is
but it's also
tiny.
like, damn it.
But for it to
That's why it
specifically
kind
say
of looks old.
250 years,
Mhm.
bothers me on so many different levels because like you
It's
cannot
I've
really be
never.
like I love the entire at every point unless you're like just completely unknown to like what the true atrocities we've done. So like I can't see that number and be like 250. There's a lot of bad, almost all of it throughout the start
mhm.
and the end of it. Like
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
there's a
bad. I don't want to
single
celebrate
year
that.
like specifically American history, like American governmental military history. I don't think there's a single year you could call a good year if you're being honest and objective about things.
You
I
can
never
maybe make
stop
an
to
argument
think of.
for late '90s to the year 2000 because that's post Gulf War, before the War on Terror.
Oh yeah, that year where we just pretended like we had fixed everything forever.
Yep.
I never stop to think of like America having an anniversary. That's so weird.
It's also like I think we're not like
I mean,
close
so
to the
does
youngest,
Brazil,
but we
but
are one of the
whatever.
youngest countries out there.
I literally don't even know how old Brazil is. Like it has a specific date, but it's
I,
like it's
I'll do
only
a quick Google.
250 years for the United States. Just feels wrong for some reason. Like wow, only that, not even 300. That's so weird to
Mhm.
me.
I mean,
That's another thing
that's
I
officially when
saw.
like we beat England and they were like, "All right, fuck you," I guess. Because
That's another thing I
there's a
saw
hundred and like
on.
some odd years before that of just colonial time. Like me and Cody grew up not 40 minutes away from a fort built in the 1600s.
Yeah,
Oh
in
yeah,
America
obviously
and
there's stuff
the America.
before. Yeah,
So
Brazil has only been independent for 203 years, which also feels
yeah, I was just looking
Modern
that up,
nation
and
states are
apparently
a scam.
weird.
it's also
Think
one
about
of
it like
those things where like people have lived in Brazil forever. It's just the modern
Yeah.
country we understand as Brazil has only existed for as long as since y'all originally told England to get fucked.
not England, Portugal.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yes.
I forget there were other countries doing colonization.
Multiple
A
of
lot
them.
of them did. Some still do and try to currently, actively, right now.
You can say America.
And like officially Brazil is like connected to Portugal, but like there were so many countries here.
Mhm.
There's so many communities that are based on like what country was colonizing it at the time. Like there's spots in Brazil that's like basically German and they speak weird.
Yeah. I do know that there is like one one community in Brazil that is like people who fled the United States Confederacy.
Oh my god, yes.
And they have like
There was
full
a town.
on Southern hoedowns and like stars and bars everywhere.
I don't even know like specifically, but I know of a story of like there was one American town in Brazil for some time. It was like a really silly name, like Fordville or something like that.
Oh,
It would be Fordville.
Henry
In
Ford
like the
literally
middle
tried
of
to
the
make a paper factory in
yes,
Brazil.
it was
Oh,
literally Ford.
Fordlandia! Holy shit!
Fordlandia. It's even
Oh no.
stupider. I love that story. It's so
He
weird. It's
literally
like in the
tried to
middle of
make a
the
company
Amazon.
town. He tried to make his own mini nation, and the jungle just fucked him at every turn.
I love that. Like it did not survive.
Oh,
But
It never
he
deserved to,
probably
but-
chose one of the most inhospitable points to try
Because
and
the
live.
land was cheap.
and isolated so he could make his workers reliant on him.
Yep. In the middle of the jungle, like there's nowhere they could go. And like most of Brazil didn't know that existed. Like to this day, it's like, did you know this happened? And they're like, what? I learned this through a YouTube video.
There's a lot of horrible, fucked up shit that's still going on or that has gone on that you just don't hear about if you're not like watching the right YouTube videos. Like I only learned about like pickling as a punishment for slaves in
Oh,
the
no.
1700s by listening to Behind the Bastards a few weeks ago.
I love Behind the Bastards.
It's so good.
Our,
Supposedly,
I
that's
didn't
one of the
know about
miracles Santa
pickling.
Claus did, was he saved some orphans from being pickled and brought them back to
Oh
life.
my god, that
That's
sounds
horrible.
horrible.
our
Another
country,
like punishment I've discovered through YouTube videos. It's how is it called? People being tarred and feathered.
Mhm.
yeah.
It's so
Well,
funny
see,
to me.
I
Like,
knew about that for a long time because that was in a children's cartoon over here.
yeah, so like I was like, don't they do that in cartoons? And that's why I thought it was really funny at first, but then you read the reality of it, it was horrible. It's like, what? People did that and it was awful. Like that just seems like a prank, you know?
It's almost
No,
as
the
if
first place I
you were
ever encountered
normalizing
it is I believe there's an episode of Liberty's Kids where they talk about somebody getting tarred and feathered.
Oh, like for real, like the punishment.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know what Liberty? I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm
I don't know
surprised.
what
Somebody
that
who's not from America doesn't know what Liberty's Kids is. But
I
Yeah,
don't know what the
you
fuck
said
that
that and
is,
I was like,
Simeon.
is
yeah,
a
that sounds very American.
pseudo-historical cartoon about the America Revolution.
Right.
I've never heard of that in my entire life.
What
You-
the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
Buddy, you were poor. You had PBS.
All right,
Oh,
I'm
was
gonna
it
put that
does
on
that have
on
like the
my
weird little
analytical
bird?
fanboys list.
No,
What
that's
was it
Cyber
called?
No.
Liberty what?
I'm thinking it's okay.
Liberty's Kids.
I'm
Basically,
looking it
it's
up.
set during the Revolutionary War of America, and it's just three kids going like, "Oh my God, George Washington!"
I think there's literally an episode where the girl, like, I can't remember if it's Washington or one of the other guys, but she's interviewing one of them, and she's like, "You're talking about freedom, but you have slaves? That's crazy." Anyway,
And of course,
Pay no
I
mind.
found Tumblr fan art of this
yeah.
show.
Oh, of course.
Back
I
to
mean,
the
it's the 2000s
first
kids
topic.
cartoon. There's somebody who has fucking crushes on all
We'll
those
find
kids.
fan art on Tumblr, no matter what it is. It looks kind
Here's
of
like
nice. I think the cartoon looks kind of decent, like visually.
no, see, they totally tried to
It's
make
not terrible. It's just it's glazed over
It-
history.
Yeah.
they totally didn't just overglaze history because look, there's a black man in the cast.
Yeah, a black man who works for massive air quotes Benjamin Franklin.
Oh man.
A lot of it. I mean, I think every country's guilty of this, but America's probably one of the worst. But like, we just indoctrinate, or like we lie to the youth through like silliness. Like most of like the interactions between like settlers and Native Americans treated as like they were totally cool pals and just we showed up and helped them out and they gave us some stuff and we
Oh,
totally didn't
that's
do
so
anything bad to
true.
them at all.
And
And
like
we're all
that
happy.
bleeds out to the rest of the world because, I also grew up watching like American cartoons, and so did, everyone basically. And yeah, so it that affects like everybody outside as well.
Oh my god,
I
I
mean, that's
fucking
why it took
forgot.
so long for the world stage to truly see how fucked America has gotten. Because our propaganda machine's way too good, and they're just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, Simpsons, Marvel movies, yeah, everything's fine. Wait, what
I
happened?
I completely forgot the black guy in Letters. They literally named him Moses.
Oh,
That was a common name for black men at that time.
yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
okay,
Yeah.
Still,
Um,
Ben.
I have a feeling the
That's
reason
kind of
why
funny.
is
yeah, we all know
because
Ben, our good friend Ben.
Ben, just casually, first name basis.
our friend Martin.
Bro, come
No,
on.
if we're bringing up weirdo American propaganda made for kids,
Oh, he's searching something.
He's cooking.
how aware of you are of the American civil rights movement?
Me?
Yeah.
Not much. I know the word, like I've heard those words so many times, but that's like just a
Yeah.
concept.
50s and 60s, one of the main prominent figures was a guy named Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what context you know. So they made a kids cartoon where some totally radical skateboarders time traveled into the past
Oh my god.
meet Martin Luther King
Oh,
Jr. as a kid.
our friend Martin.
The real photo of him. Stop fucking sending me.
Okay, here's the conflict of the whole movie though. They bring Martin Luther King Jr. as a teenager into the future so he can see the world that he made, but because they removed him from time, the future is racist.
Oh my
That's
god.
amazing.
So
Listen
they're
up,
like,
That's some
baby.
Back to the
Watch
Future
oh,
shit
this.
When I
right
was a
there.
baby, when I was a kid, I really liked this movie.
no,
I
I'm
really
not saying
enjoyed it.
it's bad. I'm pointing out it exists.
That the concept holds up though.
It is amazing how like I have to sit and listen to people like constantly say like, oh, I don't get why you like GI Joe, it's so obviously jingoistic propaganda, and I'm like, there's such worse shit. Like it's literally not, and there is such worse shit. I don't know what you're talking about.
I will say though, if we want to talk about that right there, because it's been bothering the fuck out of me, and I think that is probably why the Star Eagle toy fucked me up so bad. Is because I've already felt like this about GI Joe, and like, I mean, fuck, I guess we got to go all over. Like, I've struggled. I used to play shooters a lot. I like Battlefield, Call of Duty, and like I always knew that like there was a little bit of that meant like that tries to make the military look tactical, and like once you learn a little bit more, you kind of realize that there's
Yeah.
not a whole lot of like the people making the decisions for a lot of the military things just like pretty much all bad, like very rare. Like I'm trying not to like scatter too far, but I always assume that it was some propaganda machine, and some of it's very clearly that. And then we find out with like the Epstein connection and like the indoctrination of like the microtransactions and trying to get people to be more into that. It literally is like GI Joe kind of functioned the same way as that, where like it's meant to get like I'm not sure that classified is that because like the classified toy line is kind of just for like people who like that stuff already. It's not really for
Oh
kids, so
yeah,
kids can buy it
I
off the
think
shelves.
classified is literally like, do you remember GI Joe? Because it's such a
Hmm.
niche brand now.
Classified is the remnants of the propaganda machine. The original cartoon was the propaganda machine.
But
It's
then
just
like there is legitimately good storytelling in that cartoon that's about more than just the military is cool, and also the Marvel comic. Like it was so often Larry Hama going like, "Yes, this is how the military works and functions," and isn't it a little bit horrible? And also like, look at how fascism can rise in America so easily. Isn't that fucking crazy, y'all?
It's the Hideo Kojima effect.
Mhm.
Look at this
What is
tank. Why does it have to be used for war? Fuck.
it's I was just going off like every now and then I look at like the GI Joe and I'm like this is tactical because like as a kid I was raised to be like I mean, my dad was a Marine. I was told to go into the military, blah blah blah, and like then I grow and like learn things. It changes my view of the. And I still look at that. I like I look at like Battlefield now, the game, and like it's hard for me to pull to be into it, I guess, anymore. Yeah, I don't know if it's a personal thing or what, but it's just like so much more of this. Like the more pressure I feel from like the existing world around me, like the ideals, and the more I see of how they're like forced upon people, the harder
It
it gets
is
for me to like want to interact with.
it is crazy because like I think we all have something like that as far as like the Americans go, where it's like there's something in your life that only exists the way it exists because of the American military, and you do like that thing, but also you have to acknowledge that the American military is pretty fucked up. Like the Transformers movies, the first two hit at just the right time to like really leave an impact on me as a kid, but the only reason those movies happened is because they were made in cooperation with the US military. They got like all these tax
No.
breaks and all this access to equipment that they could
Yep.
film, and that allowed them to spend so much money on CGI robots.
And I was like a gun nut, a military vehicle nut, and a American a military or war history nerd, among other things when I was a kid. So whenever I saw like them talk about the AC-130, the plane they fly whenever they're shooting at Scorponok, and they use like the specific rounds, and I was like, wow, that's all real stuff. That's realism in my Transformers movie. That's neat. That's really cool.
And that's because
And then you
Michael Bay
learn,
literally told them, yeah, just do this how you would do it if it was real, and I'll film it. I don't care.
but then the other side of that is they do that to make you think it's cool, to make you be like, I want to do that. I could do
It's
that.
that
It's
memes
like, hey
like,
kids, you
wait,
can do that.
it's all propaganda, and the astronaut behind is like always has been.
It's literally,
Exactly.
it really is.
It's funny
Um,
because, in seeing like those stories, and especially the shooters, like here in Brazil, there's just something more like foreign to it, obviously. It just seems like, oh yeah, that's just how video games are, like there's
Yeah.
and then realizing like, oh, it's because America.
I mean, if you want some weird head trippy things, we only have the microwave oven because of military contracts in World War II.
only have the internet because of American
Yeah,
military.
DARPA.
It's crazy.
and it's like, I hate when I see those conversations pop up and people be like, see, well, I mean, that's a good thing that happened though, right? It's like, yeah, but or we could have gotten there by
Yeah,
investing into
We are
science
we
way
were
and
faster by
capable of
taking
exploration.
doing
half of our
that.
military budget and putting it into other shit.
We might have figured it out anyway.
Like
I
maybe we
mean,
didn't
that's
have
the
to try
thing.
to like
Universities
burn people
were
alive to like.
communicating peer to peer with their big ass room computers.
Yeah, that's true. Soon I'll know more about this. With my
Soon you will be a
computer
computer.
science. Yes.
The computer will live inside you, and then the AI uprising can truly begin.
Listen, man, I'm really upset that like
Sorry, Cody.
I'm just saying, like, as much as I've loved robots my entire life, and I always like about the AI uprising or Cyberdyne, it's really sad to see it happen in like the lamest way possible.
It fucking
You're really
sucks.
sad that
It sucks
that
so
is-
bad that they chose the coolest name for the most lame thing of all time.
you thought it was going to be a big, violent robot uprising. No, it's just something vaguely middle manager.
I genuinely would take the
Disgusting.
nukes dropping and wiping out most of humanity over what the world currently is.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because it could still happen.
The robot army.
You might get both,
Put that in
I
unfortunately.
pray for it every night
Yeah.
before bed.
Sir, you don't
were
believe in
so
God.
very realistic.
No, I started believing in God again, specifically for this. Don't you follow me
Which
on
God?
Bluesky? Whichever one will listen to me.
Yowcha.
I keep joking to my friends that like I'm getting into computer science so I can infiltrate myself into like the industry and AI.
You're the one who releases the virus that just shuts it all down.
Yeah.
Be a little sappy tabby.
There's
I
gotta
don't know
be
how
some.
it's gonna be to be a computer science computer science student that's like anti-AI. Like I'm not gonna even say that in front of
Hey,
people.
at least your code's going to actually function as it's supposed
Yeah,
to.
exactly.
You might be top
See-
of your class because everybody
Yeah.
else is using ChatGPT.
I literally
Maybe you won't even have the same issue. I don't know.
thought
I mean,
that.
have you in like people around you? Do they have like the same kind of divisive opinions on AI as like you see in other places?
It's hard because since I'm in like the artist bubble. Like I see a lot of people obviously being against it, but once you go to like the general public, it's a lot more normalized.
Mm.
But yeah, like the debate is also like it's problematic here as well. You know, I was sharing on Instagram like these days like Brazilian articles about, you know, the problems of AI and stuff. So yeah.
I mean, that's also the other thing I've been seeing is like one industry will say, "Oh, you can use AI to supplement these other things," but we all know that what we do can't be done by AI. And then the other industries will say the same exact thing.
One of my like other general managers at my job is studying for like a degree in cybersecurity and coding. And he mentioned to me, and I mean, sometimes I just can't help myself. All right, if it's a customer and they say something in a stupid way, like I will refrain because it's my job.
Yeah,
And though this might have been a
understandable.
situation where it was more of my job of a line for speaking out, I was like I heard it said, and I was like, nah, I can't not say something. Oopsie. And he was just like, he's like, oh well, I'm coding. He's like, why would I not AI to like help me code? And I'm like, because you don't know that it did the right thing or not. You can never
Yeah.
trust a system. You can't hold it accountable. I'm like, once you become reliant on that, why are you even make something else to do it instead of yourself? And it's like, it's foolishness. It's I don't know. I hate it. I hate it in that way. Like there before the AI bubble became what it is now. Like games like what I'm playing right now. Like, um, fuck, I forgot the entire name of this. I've been playing it for 3 hours. No Man's
No
Sky.
Man's Sky.
Um, it procedurally generates worlds, and that is a type of not necessarily artificial intelligence, but it's like it is a tool that was created by the developer, and other games have used procedurally generated stuff to
Oh
like
yeah, like AI has been around for a while, you know, especially in games.
yeah, like it can be used when it's given that like modern AI in this way. Like, there's two different things, and they're both called the same fucking thing, and they're not necessarily
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah, and it
Um,
is my curiosity is obviously I'm gonna have to study AI in university, and it has been a subject in computer science for a long time, obviously, but I'm like I want to know more about other types and like and it makes me sad that there's definitely so many much more useful uses that could be, you know, having trillions of dollars being poured into it, like for medicine and robotics and whatever. And I
but if you heal people and help people, you can't make money off of them.
yeah, exactly. But of course it's going down the greedy path and slop and stuff. But I
What it
hope that
all
if I
comes
have
back
to
to.
work with AI in my life, I hope it's for something more meaningful or stuff. Or at the very least I can go in like the games field or something. That it's
Yeah.
also pretty interesting.
I think that's partially why a lot of people are trying to be more differentiated between generative AI and machine learning.
Yeah, machine learning, exactly.
Because machine
Because like
learning is
that
like,
was
hey,
the most used name
we
before.
put a lot of fucking virus data in here so we can start trying to figure out how to unravel and make vaccines. Like that's
Yeah,
useful. That's good.
exactly. And oh God, what I was gonna say something and I forgot what I was gonna say again. Damn it. Yeah, no, never mind.
The modern I think my other issue with AI, other than like maybe Grok, I guess technically is a type of artificial intelligence, as like that it was talked about in sci-fi terms before, but not really, but kind of. It's still like a machine learning thing that like really it doesn't really know anything. I don't know. My main issue with a lot of things, like whenever they talk about AI when it comes to the image generators and stuff, is that it's not an artificial intelligence. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
it's not.
It's it's just a program, an algorithm
It's fancy
that
spell
does
check.
things. Yeah, all that's all it
Yeah.
is.
It is the predictive text on your phone, which now, as a coincidence, has gotten worse in recent years because of the prevalence of AI. But the thing I am still like kind of marveling at, I think I might have brought this up on a recent episode of the podcast, but I've been like just kind of like, wow, you really went there for a while with AI is I think it was the head of OpenAI came out recently and said just like, so yeah, you could I mean you could make porn with OpenAI if you want to.
Uh,
You could like they started actively advertising that when America is
oh no.
currently at a point where we're like suppressing online porn pretty hard. And I'm like, you're just at the end of your fucking rope, huh, bud? You're just
Huh,
like giving into
yeah,
the beast.
that's true.
That's not giving into the beast, dude. It's sex is always soul. That's always been a part of like the
Yeah.
capitalist
But
machine.
here's the
Like, it's
thing. I
just
think they're desperate to say the quiet part out loud because
Yeah.
all the funding is just so insular and incestuous that they're not getting anything more to keep growing because modern American capitalism is cancer.
And the only thing people are like actively using AI for when they do subscribe to it for fucked up reasons is to just say like, "Oh, Grok, nude this woman."
Yeah.
Google,
I don't
show me
know
that guy's
how
balls.
like these things have had so little consequence as they should have had. Um, and also, but it's been kind of a breath of fresh air in, like since I'm researching a bit more about this stuff, like how there have been like actual AI specialists like saying like this isn't gonna work, you know, and it's like okay, it really feels like currently the folks at these companies like it doesn't seem it's true like they're just like businessmen like they're not like they're really just selling an idea and it's not what it really is. And because I was thinking, you know, like, oh, should I go for like computer science school or whatever? And I thought maybe I should just study software engineering. And but it was right like last year in like 2024 there was this panic of like it's the end of software engineers because AI is going to do it all. And specialists were like, no, it's very far from being that because again you need people to check the code like you need to know if they're doing the right thing. And now and they weren't and companies weren't hiring junior devs. Like it really fell the number of people who were being hired and there was this all this panic and I was like okay maybe I should go for computer science because it's a bit more generalist. Like it actually informed my choice of like um degree to get, but I don't regret it. But now it's like oh, okay, companies are hiring junior devs and like devs in general back again because AI is not handling it very well. And apparently you
Well,
know there's been a lot of people being like I told you like we know what AI really does and doesn't. And yeah.
I think the big advantage you have with going in right now is like how long is your program? Is it like a 2 year or a 4 year?
4 year.
Okay, so like I would be willing to wager that you might like be in school during the entire like final years of this thing and its big
Yeah,
crash out, and then you'll get out right about the time that the industry is finally pulling itself back together again. So there might be plenty of
probably.
jobs waiting for you.
I hope so. I hope you're right. So it's a very thankfully tech is such a like huge field. So there's something's gonna be out there.
Farming is
Definitely.
usually a huge.
um uh, I'm it's getting a little like not in a bad way, but like it's getting later into the night and I'm starting to like forget what I'm supposed to be what was I
That's all
You
right.
saying?
aren't
We'll
supposed
we'll
to be
wrap it
saying
up in a
anything.
little bit here.
It's fine. Like I'm not even saying that like to indirectly like tell you guys to end it. I'm just saying like I'm a little slow right now. I'm like what.
Little EP.
Yeah, a little EP.
Nah,
Oh, thank you for accommodating, by the way,
Oh
to
yeah.
do it a little earlier.
is what it is. If,
Hey,
if I think somebody is going to be interesting to have on the podcast, I'm going to try and do whatever I can on there. I think we once recorded at like 2 in the afternoon our time to have a guy from Britain on.
Oh,
oh, I remember that. We would do it again, though maybe not. Oh wait, afternoon's not so bad. On a day off, that'd be.
Yeah.
Sunday's my day off, so I was just sitting here playing video games, puppy, talking to Maddie.
Hell yeah.
It's
I
a day that Maddie usually writes there for.
think the most eventful thing I did today is I made a big batch of stew to be dinner for the next few nights. I did that and then just kind of like BS'd around all day because it was a rainy day. And I was also waiting for a package because we're in that point in the cycle with the current GI Joe wave where stores are starting to clearance it out for the next wave to come in.
Mm.
And so I had ordered two of those figures from Walmart because it was basically $18 off each. So I was like, that's almost half off. I might as well. It's probably the cheapest I'll see those for a while because they're not going to end up at Ross in the holidays. It's too far out. And it was an over $50 order, so I got free shipping, free 2-day shipping, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be good. I'll get these on Sunday. I'll get to mess with these. I'll get to talk about them on the podcast. And then it wasn't until like maybe an hour before we were supposed to record that I got the it's out for delivery notification, and I was like, these things aren't going to be here until we're like in the middle of the podcast. Okay, whatever, not the end of the world. But then 20 minutes before I'm supposed to get on the call, I get a call from the delivery driver, and I'm like, hello? And they immediately hang up.
Uh,
And then 5 minutes later, I get another call from them, and it's not even them, it's some lady who they handed the phone to because they can't speak English. And I'm like, okay, that's understandable. But like, can this lady speak? I'm assuming Spanish. I don't know what they speak because I'm not even hearing them speak. I'm just talking to this lady like, yeah, she's saying like, yeah, he doesn't know where he's supposed to go. He's saying like he can't
oh
find the
no.
number. And I'm like, okay, common mistake. There's 2 parking lots for our apartment community. Just go out to this street, drive this way, and then you'll see the other entrance and come in there. And she's like, I don't know how to tell him that.
Uh,
And I'm like, well, then tell him to stay there. Even though it's raining, even though I'm in my pajamas, I'll throw on a raincoat and just walk over to the other parking lot. It'll only take 10 minutes, not a big deal. I get over there. He's nowhere to be found. I don't even see the lady who I was just talking to. So I kind of stand around for a minute, and then I'm like, okay, I'll call him. And he just says, I'm sorry a bunch of times as I say, like, hey, I'm at the entrance. Just pull up to the entrance again and you can hand it to me. It's fine. And then finally I'm just like, okay, it's almost time to record the podcast. I have to get back. So I start walking back to my apartment. I get in the door, and as I'm getting in the door, he calls me again. And I'm like,
oh,
man, I left instructions on the order. I understand you probably can't speak English very well, and I'm sorry we're having a communication error, but just put it in the back of your truck till tomorrow, and I'll mark it. I'll ask for a refund. It doesn't matter at this point. I just want this headache to go away. And then I'm sitting down for the podcast, and I hear him knock on my door finally, like literally right as I'm about to get in the call. So I've got this box of the toys I ordered sitting over on my couch right now, and I'm like, it's one of those things where I can't be too mad because
at least you got it.
the guy got it here and he couldn't speak English, but also like
The odds of that getting lost as well.
And just having to go through all of that at that specific point in the day nearly made me go ballistic. I was just like, why is this like this? Damn it.
Something that happens all the time here is I'll get a message saying that my package is on its way for the final delivery, and I'm here. I stay home all day. Like usually, uh, like it's a day I don't have anything to do, so I stay home. Like I if it usually comes around lunchtime, the package is here, so I don't go out for lunch. I stay home, and nobody comes. And at the end of the day, I look at the tracking info, and it says like, oh, nobody nobody like answered the door. And I'm like, what?
Yep.
It's so weird.
I hear of that frequently because I also work at this apartment complex. So I have constantly had to field complaints from other residents and like
It's
talk
a
to these delivery
universal
guys
issue.
and be like, look, we have package lockers. You can just bring them over here. I've explained in detail to drivers, here's how you use the package lockers. You hit this button, you did this, you type in this code, you do this, and then you just put it in there. and it's fine. They'll know it, they'll get it, or they'll ask us and we'll have to come get it for them. Not a big deal. You can mark it as delivered. You won't be in trouble. And then they'll just turn around and keep leaving
And
shit
leave.
at the wrong place.
It happens
It's
here as
like I
well.
have
yeah.
a doorbell. Like it's not that hard, you know. And I feel like the delivery man, they just sort of give up in getting to my house. Like it's very well like the signs are very clear to how to get here, but it's kind of far. Like I live in this neighborhood where it's like this really long, like straight line because my neighborhood is in like a peninsula inside a lake. Yeah. And so there's only one way to get to my house, and it's a straight line for like 15 minutes. Um, and I feel like they just like it starts getting to the end of the day, and they're not here yet, and they're like, nope, I'm not going there. And they turn their back and say that I didn't answer the door.
The classic, I ain't doing all that.
Yeah. Like, it's your job.
Yeah. And like as somebody like I've never worked a delivery job, but I have worked primarily in like menial entry level jobs my entire life. Like my job right now is basically a glorified janitor. And I'm like I take pride in my work. I always try and go a little bit of an extra mile. I don't understand why other people do unless it's literally like there's something else wrong with the job itself. Like, are you not being
Yeah.
paid well enough? Is your boss an asshole? That I can understand. But also, like, I don't know. I always feel like you should just do the best job you can.
Yeah, and like I would understand it if I lived in like a rural area. Like I have a friend that lives out in like the it's not farms, it's like small farms area. I forgot what they're called, but and sometimes things don't arrive, and like yeah, fair enough. It's tough. Like you don't find the houses very easily. Like you don't really know if you're in the right place. But like it's there's no excuse for me. Like I know it's far away, but there is no traffic. It's a straight line. Like it's boring, but it's easy.
I will say the definition of rural from where I came from in Florida was one feeling, and from what little I've seen in Georgia, the state I live in, there's a whole new kind of that up here. And man, sometimes it's just tough. It's just different types of small town. Everything is
Yeah.
whatnot, but
I mean, to do most of the jobs I do, I have to drive an hour.
Oh.
it's because you live in a fake town on the outside of a small town.
Fuck, I know.
Every time I've gone to go and visit Chris, I've gone to like Google his address and I've had to like put like weird modifiers on it in order to be able to get maps to accept it.
Yeah. But hey, I get to go set up bands and be part of a union.
Yeah. He was more than a hero. He was a union man.
Speaking, I was doing not today, yesterday. I went up to basically shadow the audio board for a hockey game, so I could start learning the ropes on that.
Oh hell yeah!
And I think I got paid for those hours.
That's
You
crazy,
think?
man.
No,
I saw.
my steward said I did, so, but I
Okay.
wasn't officially part of the call.
Hmm.
I mean, sometimes you got to work a little bit for free in that kind of world to learn a
Yeah.
thing, to then work for money.
Yeah.
That is true.
But I mean, I got like a whole little stack of notes for how to turn everything on. Because a system like that, you turn things on in a very specific way.
You don't just start hitting switches.
No.
Lame.
I mean, like the one of the first steps is like you turn on a touchscreen that's attached to the rack. You put in a PIN number, and then you make sure certain speakers are muted, so you can like unmute them and test them with pink noise.
Pink noise.
Yeah, it's like white noise, but it's slightly different.
I
More
love
pink
the
sounding.
different shades of noise. I've heard of brown noise.
I need to get me some of that chartreuse noise.
I'm a little too familiar with the brown noise.
We all remember that episode of Mythbusters.
You just have that playing on in the background for you at all times, don't you, bud?
Yeah, it's like it's like my theme music, just the shit yourself song.
It's just like ominously growing as you approach an area.
Unlimited shit works. Actually, speaking of that, I need to be right back.
Oh my.
Speaking of that exact thing,
I'm looking up what pink noise is.
I hope you find the definition and it's just noise, but
Of course, there's a pink noise for 10 hours for ambient sound blocking. What?
Oh my god.
On YouTube.
YouTube.
Ah! Oh my god, that was so loud. What the hell? Actually startled me so bad right now. Okay. I still need to understand what's the difference between white noise and this.
the world may never know.
But it does say it's used to tune loudspeaker system.
Well, that is what he said. That still makes no sense to
Yeah,
me.
it adds up. Oh, and someone's saying like, "Oh, pink noise for sleep," and I'm like, I could never listen to that for sleep. What?
We all have
It's
our
like
little sleep in weird things we put on, I think.
this is the kind of sound that TVs used to make when they were like all those jumbled like black and white pixels when there's
Oh,
no
when they go to
signal.
Oh,
static?
static.
Yeah, static. Just like that. And like I just have like a specific like trauma response to that. Like I used to get scared so bad with that sound.
Yeah, because the
And
only
I
like
time
used
you
to
like
get
see
I,
that
I
is when
put it
it's like
on for a
late at
second
night.
and it was sorry. I put it on for a second and YouTube was on full volume and for a split second I was my child self like getting scared at the
You had like
I
the
used,
evil version of the Ratatouille moment.
I
yeah.
used to fear the emergency broadcast systems we have in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Just because like I had as a child seen like two tornadoes get real close and like one throw a tree on the
Oh.
house across the street.
Oh no.
So like they would test those systems all the time, and nothing will pull you out of sleep faster than hearing that like noise. Like it's designed to be that. It's designed to be like, hey,
Yeah.
stop, pay
It's like
attention.
those sirens, right? Is that it?
Um, that's like tornado sirens are what they play outside. Like the emergency broadcast is like
Oh, the
something
broadcast.
that
Yeah.
comes across like televisions,
Yeah, yeah.
um,
I haven't seen
local
that.
TVs and
I've heard of
stuff.
of the sirens.
Cody, you
Yeah, most
talking about
places I
that
think
did
do.
just remind me. There was a period when I was very little, before like even like school age. I think this was before, where like there were a handful of times where, without explaining what a tornado was to me, my parents would just take me and my sisters down to the basement and be like, "A tornado might be coming. We're just doing
Oh
this as a
no.
precaution." And like as a
Yeah, no
kid, I didn't
concept of a
understand
tornado.
about extreme weather. So I thought of like a tornado as like, I thought that was like a
A
type of guy.
monster.
I was picturing like a scary man in a business suit coming to like arrest us or something. I didn't get it until like maybe I was 7 or 8 and I saw the movie Twisters for the first time, and that changed my life, let me tell you.
Oh, this is such like a child thing, like this unknown word that you just think is like some kind of boogeyman. I
Hmm.
just remember there was like this like nursery rhyme that my mom used to sing to me, and it's so similar to what you just said. There's this word in Portuguese that means storm, and it's toro, and maybe it has something to do with tornadoes. Like it sounds similar, and I used to not understand what that word meant, and I was like, I thought it was like just some kind of monster, and I associate it with like bulls because it
I mean,
in
Toro does
Portuguese
get used for like
it's
bulls in other countries.
yeah, like in Portuguese it's touro, like it's very similar. So I just imagine this weird bowl, like evil bowl, and the like coming out.
That could be
Anyway,
scary.
yeah, it could.
Unfortunately, here in Florida, we don't have basements. So
Oh,
when the
Mhm.
tornado would come, it would be getting into the center of the house and huddling family for the end
Or
to
like the
come,
bathroom. That was
or the
very much a
bathtub.
culture shock for me when I moved to Florida as a teenager. I was like, what? There's no basements? What do you do if there's a tornado?
You pray.
that's weird because there's a lot of tornadoes in Florida, right?
Well,
Yes.
it's also, most of Florida
Why?
is technically below sea level.
Oh
Yeah. There.
no.
It's built on a type of geological thing called an aquifer, where like
Huh.
essentially like a couple of feet under the ground, more than a couple of. There's a lot of like caverns that have natural like water reserves, or cave systems, primarily because it is under sea level. So like you can't just dig down and build. It
Yeah.
would just like flood. And then like the hurricanes bring so much like tropical weather into Florida that like if you did have a basement, it would flood and just like fuck everything up anyways.
Okay,
Not to say
okay.
there's not some places that do have ones built, or they have something called like a tornado shelter. But you really got to be rich to
Yeah.
have that, where it's like a mound where you essentially build on top of the ground and then build the ground on top of them.
It's like
But
you
yeah,
put a bunch of dirt around a shipping container, right?
pretty much.
A
Yeah,
makeshift
here
hobbit
where I
hole.
live, there aren't any basements either, or an attic place. I don't
I
know
always
why.
wanted an attic.
And
There's a
attic's
crawl
another
space
thing
in the
that I haven't
apartment
had
complex.
since before Florida.
Yeah, and it's like I say attic, but it's also not what you imagine when like the American attic. Like
Yeah.
it's really creepy. Like it's just like this trap door that I mean, I know you guys have that too, but there's it the American attic is just so much more romanticized. It's like seems more pleasant to be around. Like here is just like this crawl space on the top of your house.
It's always interesting just to see what weird American things that we just put in our media because it's like, yeah, that's what Americans
Yeah,
have become
yeah,
so
and the
romanticized
whole
by other people.
and the whole world knows about it. It's like, why isn't it like this here? It's like, yeah, no, because most like media that isn't Brazilian is American.
Like, I remember seeing people like go like, wait, do Americans really have those little plastic red cups for parties? It's like, yeah, you just
Oh,
buy them at the
Those are
grocery
such a
store.
staple here that some people will
yeah.
get mad if you buy the blue ones instead.
And here it's like, what's up with those red cups? Like people are genuinely ask this stuff. Like, I've never seen those red cups. Why are they everywhere in like TV shows?
It's my red solo cup. I'll fill you up.
Don't
Solo
don't
cup. I forgot that's
don't
what it's
don't
called.
You
don't quote
can't
dumb
reference
American
nasty
country.
country.
Yeah, don't.
Would you rather I have made a joke about beer pong?
Yeah,
Possibly. Or like I saw a post somewhere. I don't remember where the person was, but going like, "Wait a second, do Americans really go to school on big yellow buses?" It's like, yeah,
Oh, I love those buses. I wish the buses were more like that around
You
here.
do and you
Sometimes
don't.
I've
There are
seen
some
some.
really rough things about those buses.
Visually at least.
oh,
Externally,
that's the other thing. It's like
because we do have school buses.
very not modernized, especially if you're in a poor community like me and Cody grew up in. Uh, we live in Florida. It gets about 80, 90, 100 degrees during the hot bits, which is most of the fucking year. None of
put that
those were
window down.
AC'd, and you were on them for about an hour.
Yeah, I know. I know how it is.
Yep.
And they're the safest vehicles. Just kidding. You get like a strap that goes
Oh,
across your lap.
Those seats
if
also
that.
have like no padding.
But dear
If
God, your
if that
head will
driver hits
vibrate when you
something,
put it on the walls while you try to take a nap.
I'm sure that may be good or bad for our brains, but I miss it.
It's just a
I was
little
saying the
lights
other
to
day, I miss
TV
falling
on the way
asleep to the
home. No
highway.
big deal.
Well, the TV doesn't rattle your brain.
No,
I said
CTE.
Physically.
CTE.
Oh, I do see TV sometimes, but I don't really pay for it.
You talk TV?
I feel TV.
Oh,
What was the kid's name in Willy Wonka? Something TV.
Mike TV.
There we go. Thank you.
Back tonight.
You think
Return
NECA
of
will
the
make
Mac.
it? You think NECA will make a Mac tonight now that they have the McDonald's license?
That never needs to happen because of the modern racist
Some racist fucking
ties
ruined it.
to it.
Horrible.
Just like Bionicle, some racist fucking ruined it.
At least there were some vaporwave people who tried to reclaim him.
Yeah, but then he was further claimed.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to explain that one to anybody. Not from here, but
Complex dumb lore.
somebody took a symbol of a fast food chain and racist by like making a new version of music.
Would
I
you
mean, I guess
even
that's
know about Mac tonight if you weren't from the States? I don't think he was put
No,
in
I
your
mean
country.
McDonald's is everywhere. It just depends
Well, yeah,
on
but
when.
I think Mac Tonight was
Yeah,
specifically an
no,
American promotion.
yeah, not aware of it.
McDonald's was trying to go like, "Hey, we're open later. Come by and eat us at midnight."
You can go to McDonald's like it's a serious establishment. You can be a big grown up eating your fancy Big Mac. Don't worry about it. Look,
At
70s
least,
crew.
at least Taco Bell was honest about it. It's like, you are high and drunk at 3 a.m. We're open 24 hours. Come on.
Yeah.
Even then, that's just like corporate Taco Bell. There's a Taco Bell not far from me that I tried to go to after getting out of the midnight premiere of The Batman a couple years ago. And I went in the drive-through and they were just like, "Oh yeah, we're out of that." Okay, well, can I get this? We're out of that too.
Oh
What
no.
about this? We're out of that as well. And I was like,
What are you not
"Okay,
having?
I get the message." And I just drove to the gas station across the street.
What?
Yeah, for context, this is Mac Tonight.
Oh, I
What a
think I've seen
glorious
this
film.
poster. The poster goes hard.
It is hard not to like be interested in
Yeah.
Mac. I guess he is cool. I liked him always, but that's also I guess there's kind of a sad reason. I grew up around the Ronald McDonald houses, because I had to be in one for a little while. And then my cousin got incredibly sick, and he had to like essentially one. Ronald McDonald Houses was like a foundation made by McDonald's to like help sick kids and other stuff and like needy children.
Oh.
And the one that we were closest to happened to be near one of the fancier McDonald's that had like the animatronic Mac Tonight.
Oh
Oh.
wow. See, I
So I always
never
thought it was
saw
cool.
any of that in person. I only know of it through like internet lore.
The more you
It's
know,
those
the
things
more it
like, oh,
hurts.
people actually saw that in person.
Picturing Cody as the Han Solo gift. It's real. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an animatronic. I don't think it's operational though anymore.
Oh no, they've almost completely like got rid of them. I think there's only one place somewhere in America that still has an animatronic Mac Tonight. And it doesn't function anymore. They've elevated the desk and it's like hanging from the ceiling now.
You know
I
what
know
I
too
found
much
out?
about this, I guess.
He has
Chuck E.
assembled.
Cheese doesn't have animatronics anymore.
Yeah.
That's because the Beta 87.
We got rid of one robot and replaced it with a worse, shitty robot.
At least it's not Freddy
I had a few
Fazbear.
birthdays at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
I've been watching like history of Chuck E. Cheese videos recently of just like, yeah, so just all the things. It's interesting.
Oingo, did you hear a new toy company like debuted at Toy Fair and said that their first license was Chuck E. Cheese and they're going to do a Kickstarter in a couple months?
Huh. I wonder
Yeah.
what design they're gonna go for. If they're gonna go
The
like
original.
full. Oh,
Yeah, it's the
so
old
the
one.
one where Chucky's like an asshole.
Kinda.
Literally,
Let me see if I
like
can pull up
early
these
on, he
pictures.
just insulted all of his friends. It's like, shut up, fucking turn them off. I can't stand any of these people.
Oh my god.
Out
You
of
guys heard it.
curiosity, since you are from Brazil, and totally fine if you don't know what this is, have you ever heard of a toy called Go-Go's Crazy Bones?
No.
Totally fine. I'm pretty sure it was from the 90s, not like recent.
Please show me a picture.
Oh, I can do that actually. Hang on.
I need to
You
know
can
now.
always show a picture.
Okay, so this is, they have not put in the articulation yet, but this is the sculpt for the Chuck E. Cheese coming soon from Sneak Attack Toy.
That fit, yeah, you know what? That is the original Chucky. I'm used to like the animatronic, seeing the animatronic one where he's a little bit stumpier.
It's funny how his nose is kind of droopy.
Well, the funny thing is, like, weirdo Chuck E. Cheese lore is okay, the guy who founded Atari and put Pong in the arcades is the guy who made Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, like the design?
No,
Or
he was basically
the
like,
the restaurant?
arcades are really scummy. What if I made an arcade for kids and sold
Oh.
pizza.
Oh, okay. Wow, okay. Had no
And it was
idea.
at like a theme park like business convention of like people who were like in the business and not necessarily like that, like it's a trade show. And he found like a mascot costume and he bought it thinking it was like a wolf or a coyote. And when he got it to the office, everyone pointed out, sir, he has a naked tail. I think that's a rat. And they were like, all right, pivot. Our mascot's a rat.
Amazing. I love rats.
Just a
Good
little
for
guy.
him for sticking to it, honestly.
Yeah.
Imagine a parallel universe where he's like, no, it needs to be a wolf.
Oh, he kept with that idea because I think he eventually tried to make a bar and grill for adults
Oh.
that had animatronics.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
That's like there's maybe like a couple hundred people in America who would be really into that.
Yeah, but
Yeah. And they would all be
very
in
specific.
Orlando.
Crazy.
Or depending on the time of year, maybe Boston.
I've posted
oh,
an
okay,
example
so-
of you know what? I could just go take a picture of him in the other room too, because I couldn't have my picture.
You
Here
said
we
those,
go.
yeah, the
Just go-
Brazilian ones, like I've seen those.
Yeah. Just little tiny little plastic chunky dudes.
You're like proving to me like they existed in Brazil.
Oh,
See,
I looked
look,
up
it
the
says
specific.
so.
Shame on you.
No, the specific. I only asked that because I knew. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, sorry, my PlayStation made a noise and I'm not in this. I only asked that because I know that there's a specific like special ones that came out in Brazil only, outside of just the regular ones that were released there, and the Coke ones
Oh.
that were like clear, translucent, brown with shiny metallic in them to look like Coke, specially released over there.
Oh.
Because I've tried to buy them
Cool.
and ship them over here.
The
Imagine
most
if I
Cody
had
core
one.
thing of all time.
Well, I'm sure there's more Cody Core stuff. Maybe not. I don't know.
That's true. We could get into Z-bots and Zevos in a minute here.
Earlier
Kinda
you
do.
mentioned model kits and stuff. I do own 2 Gundam model kits.
Yay!
Yeah, I want to get more into it. I love anything that's like about assembling and stuff. Like I'm also really into jigsaw puzzles.
Oh, I
Which
don't
Gundams?
remember their name, but there's like a new jigsaw puzzle company that basically the picture on the box doesn't match the puzzle that's inside because what's on the box is basically a before and you're building an after, and you can like look through the picture and see a story going on.
What?
So it's like a new hard mode.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, but about like I totally understand like the toy collecting hobby and stuff. Like I'm really into Tamagotchi and I have a couple. But it's
You
really
say as I
tough.
shake my Digimon at you.
I would like to get a Digimon eventually. I've heard they're great. Like they're fun to
They're basically
play.
Tamagotchi, but you can fight with them.
No.
I
I'm
do
running the
love that
Tamagotchi
internal
Paradise.
philosophy of toy design of just like, how do we make this girl thing for boys? They can fight each other.
Yeah.
Violence, spikes, leather belts. Does that work?
There we go.
What
If
if we
you
made
put a
some of them
Tamagotchi
cyborgs?
On a long enough keychain, you could fight with that too.
I mean, there's also a Tamagotchi. one of the creatures in Tamagotchi is also in Digimon.
Which one?
The little bald guy with like the curly hair on the sides.
Oh, I think I know. Yeah.
Does he have a Digimon name?
Yes, he is called Nanimon. I'm pulling a picture of him.
Wait, Nanimon is from Tamagotchi?
Yeah, this guy's a Tamagotchi technically.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wait, how does it look?
I have to stand up and walk for a second. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. Oh, what is it
Oh, no.
called in Tamagotchi?
I'm trying to remember.
Which Gundam model kits do you have?
I have the HG to HG Gundams, high grade. It's what it means. It's like entry level basically, but yeah, I wish I could get more into the hobby.
I wouldn't
See,
say
they
that like. Well,
quite literally
I don't-
just put sunglasses on the
Oh
Tamagotchi
yeah,
sprite.
GT. I love the Tamagotchi designs.
recently,
And
there's been a lot
Oyagichi
of
means like
high grade
grandpa or
kits that
something.
are essentially. Oh, that is very funny. There's been a lot of high grade kits that have like had some of the best like engineering that any model kit has like had. They had some high grade kits that had like inner frames that were really like advanced.
Cool.
I collected all of the original. What is that like the Universal Century original like Mobile Suit Gundam series kits.
Oh, yeah,
A lot
the
of them
two
are
I
like
have are
re-releases.
from the Witch from Mercury. It was like a
Oh,
recent. They had some cool
the Witch from
designs.
Mercury one was like one of the like coolest and most or not. That was one of the newer like high grade kits where when it released, everyone was like, "This is something far away from like standard high grade, a little bit fancier than normal." It kind of like
Oh,
raised the
cool.
standard for high grade. From
Nice. I got into it on a good time, I guess. I
we
really
watched
enjoyed
Witch
their
from Mercury on
designs.
here as a review thing for the
Haven't watched
podcast.
it yet.
Oh, you need to. It's really good.
Do not watch episode 0 first.
Okay.
That podcast is something that like still makes me blush a little because before that I made the mistake of watching episode 0 first because I went in totally blind. And episode 0 is about a character who isn't in most of the show, and when they come back, they're kind of a bad guy. And I got really
Oh.
invested in that character, so I spent most of the show going like, "Where the fuck are they? Why
Wizard
do I have to watch
Warbo!
these kids? I want my character. Why are they back and they're bad now? This show sucks."
But why is it called episode 0 then?
It
This
was
is a
a
prequel.
YouTube like exclusive prequel thing.
This is the
Oh,
like drum
I
up
see.
hype.
I
But
do
it was
have
released
one.
before the season, or
Yeah, I think it was like a teaser.
okay.
It's more like
This
if
was a
you
good
want to know
reminder for
more.
me to watch it.
I think like it should have been more of like a if you want to watch if you want to know more about this character, you watch this thing kind of a thing. And
Uh-huh.
titling it episode 0 does not help to give that impression.
Noted.
I'm gonna give you some examples of interesting go-go since I pulled all these out. So, because I just recently moved, all of my old shit is uh, coming back out to be more interesting to me again.
Hmm.
And I have a lot of stuff. Some would call it hoarding. Most people would, or some sort of mental issue or something. But you know, who knows? But
I mean,
it's just been
we've
fun to
discussed the
read.
psychological issues of your collection before.
Collectors, how is it called? Collectors are on the thin line between hoarding and hobby.
The difference between
Yeah.
Oh.
collecting and hoarding is you just have shit to have it. Collecting is like I like this and I wanted to give it a nice display in home.
These
Yeah, it's
these
a very
kinds of
thin line.
toys, every time I see them, I want to eat them.
That is exactly the feeling.
Okay.
They,
You are
they
exactly
do
not
kind
right.
of
alone.
look like little gummy bears.
Yeah, exactly. They look like gummies.
I'm only showing off the ones that are like the tastiest looking. There's like matte colors and stuff too, I guess. Let me find.
But the matte
I could just
colors
send this
also
picture.
make me want to eat them too.
I mean, that green guy looks like it'd be like some like melon flavor.
I can
So
definitely imagine the Coke flavor.
yeah, that is what the Coke ones look like, but they're Coke themed. And it's slightly different. That's just the only one that I have that's closest to it.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen these.
This whole box. Well, for one, the game. There is a game associated with this.
Yes,
Well,
It's
I've
like
it's like
Sheep
seen.
sheep's
Knuckle.
knuckles.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Sheep
Yeah.
Knuckle. That's why they're called Crazy Bones, is because they're designed to look like the game that's played with bones.
Huh.
Two, the picture I just posted in there is actually I bought on eBay somebody else's collection where they meticulously like separated it by character, and in one of these boxes, I boxes because you have 4 identical double-sided boxes like that. Actually 5. There's another one. Identical double-sided boxes. These are meant to hold like Hot Wheels and Matchbox and stuff. It came with a spreadsheet on all the colors, characters, and things that they already had. I was very interested to know why somebody would part with a collection like that, since they obviously cared about it. So I did ask, and I did regret that because it was a very sad
Oh.
story.
Yeah, I imagine like if someone's parting with it, it's probably for a sad reason.
Yeah, it was just the person had become a bad person, and so somebody else was
Oh.
selling their stuff to recover.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
You never do. I was like,
Huh.
if it was like sad, heartfelt, it'd be one thing, but it was like sad. And I was
Uh-huh.
sorry, we don't have to talk about these. Obsessing over them. Also, I had
Yeah, no, I
an excuse
remember
to bring up the Coke ones.
I remember seeing some commercials for these. The end of my childhood.
Let's see if I could find the Coke ones specifically.
You all right over there, bud?
As well as what can be. I'm doing as good as the world will let me.
Ooh. That's not very good now, is it?
No, slightly evil.
A little evil today.
As a snack or treat.
You may have one
Oh.
evil as a reward.
I also
Evil.
found all of
Yellow
my
Ghost.
$20.99 Marvel comics that I had. All of
Oh,
this,
wow.
this shiny, like metallic $20.99
Yeah.
comics. I don't just collect
Nice.
things that look like rocks. I also collect other types of toys and model kits
And rocks.
and rock. I do. Yeah, I mean, hang on.
And rocks and bugs and things.
So we were talking earlier how humans started collecting rocks that look like faces, and I was gonna say like the human urge to collect rocks.
Because I just have them laying here. Here's some rocks.
Oh, is that an amethyst?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
This does remind me there is also literally a toy line called Rocks and Bugs and Things.
Oh, really?
Oop.
I think I've
Also-
seen that.
These little gummy guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish
think
I
I've
could
seen that.
find the company that does like the Gundam model kits did an offshoot called 30-Minute Missions, and it's like really blown up.
I didn't
and
know
I've been
about that.
trying. I can't find mine. They're packed away in some boxes. Unfortunately, I have so much shit. Fortunately, I have so much. But they're just in a box somewhere, and I can't figure out which one. There's also a gift for my partner in one of these boxes somewhere, and I've been on like week 3 of trying to find it, and it's ridiculous.
Here's some 30-minute missions.
Yeah, I just looked it up too. They look cool.
They're
That
meant to
guy
be,
has a literal cockpit.
Yeah,
Sure does. Holy
you
shit.
could put the Alto,
Oh my
like the
God.
size difference between those two. The Alto will actually go into the Providel and ride the wiener looking thing like a bike.
So
Yeah.
wait, this
I'm not even
crazy
lying.
Ninja Megazord?
Essentially, show you these guys.
Oh my god. Have you guys seen the Bumblebee Megazord from Toy Fair?
What? No.
So, for the next season of Transformers Cyberworld, which is the current kids show, they've announced that, like, because for year one, their big crazy lights and sounds gimmick toy was a big Scorponok. And this year, apparently for the Energon Surge season of Cyberworld, Bumblebee's gonna get big.
Finally, it's Bumblebee's turn.
Wasn't there already? You reviewed a giant Bumblebee once.
Oh, they've made
Bumblebees?
many giant bumblebees, but this one is like specifically made that the little figures can ride in it.
Are these officially called Megazords?
No, I'm just calling
Oh,
it that to
okay.
be derogatory because Hasbro also
Okay.
owns Power Rangers now.
Yeah.
Megazords come from Power Rangers.
Correct.
Yeah.
Megazords come from the heart.
I was like, oh, this word has a specific origin. That's so funny.
Yeah.
We say this a lot in Brazil. It's like something big is a Megazord.
Power Rangers is another one of those things where it had such a cultural impact that certain aspects of it just like have become like the Kleenex of that terminology.
Yeah, yes. And like specifically in the art markets, those artists that They put together those metal grids to create like this huge wall and put their prints on. Like this is very common. Like whenever I see American artists in their cons, and they usually make these huge structures, and us Brazilian artists are just like, man, I wish I could do that. But whenever someone comes up and like starts actually assembling one of those, we say it's a Megazord.
That's
That,
funny.
that kind of is a thing over here as well, where like any giant robot that's not like a living being, like a transformer,
Yeah.
people will just say like, "Oh, that's a Megazord," as opposed to "that's a mecha," which is probably a more correct term. And if you want to be like an anal retentive weeb about it, that's what you say.
I mean,
But
it
Right.
depends. Is it a super robot or a real robot?
Or is it a Cubics Robots for Everyone?
I have
Or is
to
it Will
say, like,
Smith's Greatest Hits?
you guys putting the pictures of the Gundam models and then the Transformers after, I'm just like, man, they want to be Gundam so bad.
a
Well,
little
I
bit.
Oh, they
mean,
really do.
well,
It's
here's the
just
thing.
Gundam
One of the
is scarily
Transformers
well
was
made.
based off of a competitor to Gundam.
And a lot of like where
Yeah, I
Transformers
imagine
comes from
it's.
is that same sort of design school because it was
Oh, yeah,
originally a
definitely.
Japanese toy line.
Yeah.
What was Brave animated by Sunrise?
I have no idea. I really need to like knuckle down and learn some shit about Brave. I've just never bothered to.
See,
And
after
like,
America
I
stopped
mean
making
this with.
Transformers, Japan wanted to keep going, so they made a brand new thing called Brave.
And I say that with no shade. Like I I
It
follow a
was
lot of
fucking
people.
Sunrise. Holy shit. Sorry.
No, but it's like it surprised me when I first started getting into Gundam. It like how like I expected them to be a lot more expensive, like even the high grade ones. And I was just like, how do they pull that off, you know?
Because
Good
you make the
engineering and
toy.
plastic.
Yeah. But
Meanwhile,
like
you have
the
Warhammer 40K
plastic
where
is
they
good too.
charge you with fucking arm and a leg for everything.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, surprisingly affordable hobby. I wasn't expecting that. I was pleasantly surprised. Not that I didn't get very far into it because I only have two, but
Those are
There's
I
a
always the
really
few
best
wish
other.
hobbies.
I
When they're
hope I
like,
can get a master grade one day. It seems so cool to put together.
I have a few of them.
Nice.
And as someone who became interested in Gundam through the model kits, I guess first. I guess no, the G Gundam was happening when I was a kid, so I watched that. But those Master Kit ones are a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
That's the best
I
I'll say.
imagine honestly.
I made I had the Master Grade, or it was real grade. Master Grade is
Oh
like
yeah,
larger, I
there's
think.
yeah, that's true.
The
I
one like
forgot
the
about
real
real
grade
grade.
is like incredibly detailed, and I had a double O suit that I was making, and it was like a little piece of yellow that was the plastic like yellow vent on the like forehead. So it was something that was like something you could jam under your fingernail and not know.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
Using tweezers to lower it into like the back of the forehead plate, it was supposed to snap into place, and
Oh no.
you would push it in, and it would try to snap into place, and then shoot itself out of the
Oh.
forehead.
I knew it was going where that was going.
And I had
I'd be
built.
afraid of inhaling something like that.
You really could do it with that
Yeah.
one. Um, the build shouldn't have taken as long as it did, because I built the legs, arms, and body first, and then the weapons, and then the head last, because it kind of
Yeah, the
separated it out like
strategy.
that. And it took me about maybe 45 minutes to build all of that together, because it was a very detailed and fun experience. Um, Detailed and fun build, and it was fun experience until the last part. And then it took me 4 hours to build the head.
Oh, what?
Because I lost it 4 times and had to spend an hour each time it flew across the room. And
Oh
when
no.
everything around you looks like toys, looking for something that's tiny and yellow that's not a Lego piece is not
Yeah.
easy.
You found
were
it?
you
Yeah, 4 times I found it.
Oh,
were you
four
also in your
times. That's
childhood
four
home?
times too many.
No, that was in Gainesville like 2 years.
Oh, okay. At least that's better because if it was in your old house, that That'd be lost forever.
If it was in my old house, it would fall through the crack in the floor that went to crawl space.
Yep.
Oh man. Yeah, what fascinated me about the bigger models is someone saying like, oh, the leg in a larger model has more parts than an entire high grade. And I was like fascinated. I love these like big daunting tasks like that, honestly. Like I'm also like I connect this to me also being really into like knitting. And you know, you need to like it's each stitch is done like individually and stuff, and I talk about knitting to people and they're like, I don't know how you do that, like I'd never have the patience. And I'm like, no, I love that.
It's a model kit is something to get real comfortable with,
Yeah.
or physically get comfortable and settle in, and just start going.
Yeah, you don't rush it, just it'll be done when it's done.
The
I
purpose
think
of
that's
30-minute missions that might interest you, maybe not. I don't know. It's called 30-minute missions because it's meant to be buildable in under 30 minutes. Because the point isn't
Oh.
necessarily the model kit part. It's when you look at that 30-minute missions, those pictures you saw, they could completely disassemble and combine in thousands and thousands
Oh.
of different varieties because they're
Oh,
all parts that
interesting.
connect in different ways. They're kind of like
Oh, that's
bionicles or
why they
Lego.
all have those like holes then.
Exactly.
Makes sense. I was noticing that. Interesting.
One problem I've found with myself is that to like interact with that 30-minute missions properly, once you get a few of them, you kind of like have to take them apart and put them before you to really start messing around with them.
Mm-hmm.
Because like even looking at the picture, you can't really tell what a regular part would be because there's no established system. It's all
Yeah.
they just make brand new things and put them out there. It's great though. They can
Interesting.
commingle with the Gundam kits because they're meant to be also a bit of like accessory packs for some of the Gundam model kits or customizers. I'm sweeping the rug, by the way, so sorry if I sound weird.
You just sound like you're getting swept off your feet, buddy.
We let Bruce shred boxes and napkins, and then we normally sweep it up every 2 days.
Mm.
It helps get the puppy destruction out, and also helps break down boxes.
I love watching dogs rip apart boxes. It's cute.
Oh, he like gets his little hands on it and really starts going to town. Corgis have dew claws. They have little like thumb
Yeah.
claws. And it's
Oh,
if
he's
you've
a
ever seen the
corgi.
illustration of the
Just realized that. I've never seen a corgi in his color.
Garden corgis will come. He'll change whenever he grows. I forget the term of it, but he'll have like a bit of stone coloration, like brown and mixtures like that on him. But sometimes they do come in a black and white panda variety or the classic mushroom brown. Not mushroom brown,
That's
but
so cute.
marshmallow brown.
Marshmallow brown.
Burnt toast.
like a
Yeah,
toasted
And
coconut.
I had a dog. She was a Yorkshire. Christmas was like the best day of the year for her because we'd open our presents and then we just throw the wrapping paper to her, and she had a blast. Like just ripping it apart.
My dogs were always very bemused by Christmas wrapping paper. They were like, what is this? Why is there shit in the way now? I just want to go over there and lie down.
Oh, fuck.
Bless
You
you.
okay?
Am I ever okay?
I'd like
anyone?
to think there's occasionally moments of okayness in your life.
I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly.
Oh my god. This fucking guy.
Get fireflied, bitch.
I did. I got fireflied pretty hard there.
I love that song, honestly.
Oh,
I
yeah,
get a
no,
million
it's
hugs.
fun. Solid little band.
I was
I
think
I
it's
was
just
a
my guy.
huge
Poor
Owl
guy.
City fan. Like I have
Yeah.
his CDs.
I did listen to his music quite frequently in my early teenage years. I was a big fan of Alligator Sky.
Yeah.
The music video was a favorite of mine. That song because it's just a bunch of toys coming to life.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
Oh, hey, Cody. You know how I was
Are you about to
mentioning
bring
that...
up the popular model kits in the Linkin Park Breaking the Habit music video or no?
Oh, we can talk about that in a second. When I was shadowing the audio board, it was Toy Story night at the hockey rink.
What
So
does
there
that
was a
mean?
bunch of Toy Story clips that they played on the big screens and
Oh, that's cool.
Toy Story
That's
music.
fun.
And the home team had Toy Story themed jersey.
Oh, like in what way? Buzz Lightyear?
The little green guys were on them.
Oh,
Ah,
You mean the soldier?
The
No,
Brilliant.
the little alien guys.
the
Oh.
aliens. I almost forgot about those soldiers with their legs stuck on the ground.
oh, do you not have those in Brazil?
I don't think so.
That's like
I
a
remember
staple
finding it.
childhood toy
Yeah.
in America is the little green
Yeah.
army.
Yeah, because you can get like a bag of 50 of them for $1.
Back to the military propaganda topic.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
literally the
Because I
middle.
I
remember
literally
watching.
realized that as I was saying it. I was like, oh, that's why they don't have it.
Yeah. I remember watching that movie and just being like, why would you have these boring soldiers as toys, you know?
Because you have like
Aw.
50 of them and you can like set up things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not boring.
Again,
Like,
it's
we
one of those
didn't
things that
have
I think
this-
most little
Man.
boys in America just had like a bunch of these sitting
We
around.
didn't have the same condition. Like, there is like this glorification of military as well, but not the same of like, it's fun to like build an army.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That's-
Fun to do
literally a
bad
term in
things.
toy collecting is army building. When you buy a
Yeah.
bunch of the same generic figure to have a bunch to fight a named character.
But I see
But
their
there's-
charm, honestly.
There's also like the fact that wargaming was another big thing in America for a while,
Yeah.
where you would make little tiny armies and you would play a game with them as if you're reenacting a war.
Though you can't fully blame us for that. It started in Britain.
Yeah, but
True.
hey,
I
it
mean,
became
So did
popular
we.
enough here that
You're-
it made
you're-
D&D.
You're an offshoot of England anyway.
Everything we have, we owe to those limey bastards.
I mean, there's some things that are very distinctly American.
That's true.
I mean, all we got to do is go like a couple states over, and here in Louisiana, and you got Cajuns right there.
You do have that. Hot
got
dogs
Cajun?
in general are kind of like an American thing.
Cajun food, Creole food,
I mean,
the
you go to
general
Germany.
smattering of Southern, depending on
I
which
mean-
persuasion you want to go through.
Pizza existed in Italy before, but American pizza is like a very different thing from what I understand.
Oh yeah,
And then
Especially if you
Brazilians made it better.
weren't you the people who put corn on it?
I could get down with some corn on
Yeah, there's
pizza.
definitely people that put corn on pizza, but that is very debated. Like, I don't think
Is
that's
that
a-
like y'all's pineapple on pizza?
Honestly, I haven't heard that much about corn on pizza, but what is it that's like pineapple on pizza here? I'm thinking.
We can blame Canadians for that.
How do you make pizza?
They just listen. I've just heard that Brazilians do pizza very well. I haven't experienced pizza outside, to be honest.
I love how like everything to do with Brazil tonight has been like I kind of have heard this. I kind of understand
Yeah.
this.
As I said, it's very, very vast.
I'm sure
I
that
think,
probably
you
wasn't
know-
the exact goal, but I hope you don't. I hope you're not offended with this questioning constantly.
Sure. Wait, were you gonna make a question?
Oh no, I was just saying. I'm hope. I was.
No,
literally
he's
hoping
saying
you
in
would not.
general.
No. I think it's interesting to talk about like cultural differences and stuff, and I think we generally spoke a lot about like the other's general perception of the other country. Like, I think that's really cool, honestly.
We did also like as much as we have been going like what is Brazil like? We did take a huge chunk of the podcast out to just go like America is kind of the worst thing ever.
And it's true.
We
Every
don't even
corner,
have
every
good
crevice.
public transit.
Depends on what part of America you live in.
It's not the
Okay,
best here either.
When I say public transit, I mean the fact that you can go from London to fucking Paris on one fucking high-speed rail. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, but that's also like a much smaller distance than like the whole of America. I know it is possible. We have proven, we have the numbers to show that it is possible to do that kind of shit here. It's
China's proving it.
just that.
Japan
we have
proved
the
it in the
same-
70s.
Yeah.
we have the same problem of everyone wishing we had a better like train network. You know, like if we only had started this decades ago, we'd be so much better off today, but we didn't. So yeah, we have that in
This is why
common.
every country needs to stop panicking about autism and just needs to elect an autistic president.
The trains will fix everything.
Mm-hmm.
They would. They really would.
They would fix the human soul.
Yeah.
I hope one day
I
my
mean,
soul is
I saw,
laced
again,
with a
going back
train.
to Transformers, but I was watching the video where the designers were going over all the reveals from Toy Fair earlier. And one of the things they made sure to point out with the new Astro Train figure is like, look, this one, you can actually move the wheels and the coupling rods are all connected. It does the actual chugga chugga choo choo. And I was like, oh man, neuron activation.
It's like, why would you just throw away one of the... I'm not going to start complaining about all modes. Because not everybody who's buying a Transformers for a cool vehicle. I simultaneously love vehicles and robots, so I want them to work together.
Exactly.
We need more Trainformers.
Trainformers.
The appeal of Transformers has and always will be that they are like triple the value of any other toy because you're getting a robot action figure, you're getting a vehicle, and you're getting a puzzle that is the transition from one form to another.
True. The triple experience.
Right now.
Yeah.
My ankle hurts.
What'd you do to it this time?
Exist.
Oh, damn. You gotta stop doing that, man.
I'm trying, I promise.
Anything else major we need to go over tonight? Because we have been going a little over 3 hours now.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, well, I don't know. How do we feel? I know the guest is sleepy. He's probably trying to be courteous to us.
Mm-hmm.
It's around my bedtime, to be honest.
All right.
So just 3 more hours and we can call it.
No, let's go ahead and let's
I'd usually be more like a lot more lenient, but this is the week that I need to get my sleep schedule in order. Cause I'm gonna start my classes and they're gonna be really early in the morning. Like the classes start at 8 a.m. and I usually wake up at 10:30.
Oof.
So yeah, I need to get my shit together. It's gonna hurt.
I will say though, like doing that hurts, but there will come a point where it'll just be natural to you to the point of annoyance. Like I
Yeah.
have to go to work at 8 a.m., so I get up at about 6:30 every morning. And as
Yeah, that's
recently
pretty
as
much.
yesterday, I had the day off and I got up at like I woke up at 7 and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't even set an alarm. I want to go back to sleep for a couple hours, but I don't feel like it. What the hell is this?
I want to be like that so bad, honestly. I love when I can wake up early and it doesn't hurt because I'm like, oh my God, my day is going to be so much more like so much longer.
Mm-hmm.
See, I sometimes have to wake up at like 5 or 4
Ugh.
a.m.
For jobs?
for jobs.
Uh,
For
What do you
gyms.
do?
for
I'm a
Steve
stagehand. So we go to a venue and we set up whatever needs to be set up. So if it's like a concert coming through, we take the stuff off the truck, we set up the stage and the speakers
cool.
and all that stuff. Like just recently, I worked for Ghost, the metal band, and Nine
Cool.
Inch Nails.
9 Inch Nails is my favorite band.
Hold on,
Hell
then
yeah.
I need to show you something real quick.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so cool.
Because sometimes we're little sneaky raccoon people, and we'll find stuff and we'll just kind of grab it. So I grabbed this.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
That's a pic from when I was unloading the truck. It was just on one of the boxes, like, that's mine. And that's the itinerary, not the set list. It's just like, hey, this is where people need to go for this is when dinner, this is when show, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. You
I
miss
love that.
me
I love that
getting
the bottom
really
of it is drive to Charlotte for 2 days.
You missed me getting startled by pink noise because I got curious and I looked it up, and my YouTube audio was on max,
Damn.
and yeah,
Not
I
on
like
Steven?
yelped. What?
It's on Max, not Steven. The joke is Max is also a common men's name.
Oh.
Just know that Boingo, Chris Ryder, Gaston here will always say some dumb shit. So will I. We will all say different dumb shit.
I mean, as soon as Boingo came in, we kind of just went into say dumb shit mode. So I think Louis got that. But I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. So, Louis, do you want to take a second to promote your art and anything else you got going on online?
Sure. I mean, I'm at Ghostlui. Sometimes there's an underline before that. On I mostly post on Twitter. I'm having a bit of a hiatus right now, just art block. But if you wanna catch, I don't know how to say this. Oh God. Yeah, I mostly post on Twitter. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes I stream on Twitch, and yeah, that's
Hell
it. That was awkward.
It happens. Cody,
Promoting
where can
yourself
people
always.
find you?
Who?
Cody, where can people find you?
Nowhere. My name is Snowbird, Snowcone83 Burke. And you can find me at Snowcone83 at Bluesky, where I almost never post anymore, but I'll try to be better about it, I promise. You can find me at never_robot on Instagram, where I sometimes post pictures of me and my partner's dog and also toys. Or you could find me on most gaming platforms, 83, and sometimes a space in the, not a space, usually a space in my heart. Someone new, like you, listening.
Boingolian.
Hi, howdy. You can find me on a variety of places: Blue Sky, YouTube, Twitch. Just look in the description. I'm there.
And I'm Simeon. I post toy photos. I occasionally do videos. You notice, you listen, you watch, you look. You can see me by going to my link tree, which is down in the video description. But that's it for this episode of Modular Components. Thank you once again to Louis for coming out, hanging out, and chatting with us. We hope that you also had a good time hanging out and chatting with us, listener.
Yeah,
And you do all the YouTube
sorry.
things and subscribe and come back for another one. But until next time, does anybody have any final words for the podcast?
Thanks for having me.